And here we are. Hello and welcome, everybody. We are the Adventurers Vault. My name is Rich. I am your host and guide on this little journey. This is actually episode number 6 of this adventure, and we have one more to go after this. So we're kind of excited about that. It's been a fun journey so far. Now, some of our astute viewers might notice there's a little change up on the screen. Unfortunately, our good friend Jake, he caught a really bad case of personal obligations and was unable to make it tonight. However, Ashley was able to fill in very quickly, so we definitely appreciate her hopping on at the last moment. Now, some of you may recognize her voice as she currently appears in the audio podcast the Adventure Vault releases with the campaign A Mountain Tale, where she's currently playing. I wanted to say Minui, and Minui is not who she's playing at the moment, but she was. It is. Oh gosh, you're going to kill me, Ashley. Say your character's name because I always say it wrong.
Tame.
It's Tame, but you don't pronounce the S. It has a weird S because Ashley likes to make it difficult.
Well, no, it's like the River Tame.
Oh yes, the very famous hunting on the Thames, as it were. So you might recognize her voice. She's been gaming with us for a while now, and we are super happy to have her. Now, that does mean we have a little housekeeping that I will put in order here. Since Mr. B is not appearing this week, he simply had some obligations back in town, much like Jake did. Fortunately for the other three who are here and still need to complete this mission, they found a sellsword at this nearby inn who was able to and willing to join their cause for a split of the profits and what they're making. Yes, Jake has become Sir not appearing in this episode, which, we love Jake and we're happy to have him. Hopefully he'll be back next week. He's a lot of fun to have around, and so is Ashley, so this is going to be cool, but we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this little cast switch for this week, especially since you guys are outside of Ardisport. And if I remember correctly, you guys just met a suspicious halfling who appears to be the person who hired you for stealing those crates and getting them out of town. So let's start off there, standing outside this roadside inn, about halfway downstate to Teeterdan. Let's go ahead and pull that map up here real quick so you guys can kind of see. That looks like doo-doo that far out. Let's move that map down a little bit.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it. So.
Sometimes you shit those maps over, it does something weird. You got Teeterdan all the way down here on Lake Teeterdan, as it were. And you guys are about halfway down on a nice little roadside inn, just at the border of what is the city-state of Ardisport. And you're standing outside with a cartload of crates that are some ill-gotten goods that you may or may not have liberated from a warehouse inside Ardisport. And there is a halfling who just walked up behind you and addressed you guys. So let's kick it off there. Do you guys have any questions for this brand new halfling?
Richard, I've got a question for you.
Oh, no.
I think you mentioned in the last episode that halfling appeared just sort of out of nowhere. Do I get the feeling that he just stealthed up on us in a very proficient manner?
Yeah, as a fellow roguish person, you might respect the ability. It's hard to sneak up on old Slake, but this person managed to find the right time to waltz around the corner and be unnoticed for a few seconds.
Well, Slake is appropriately impressed and probably would express that. How surprising to see you here! You're quite the quiet fellow, aren't you?
Yeah, for now, but I'm thinking about making more of a ruckus in the future.
It's a nod, like, sort of raises an eyebrow, less at the guy just popping up, and more so the fact that he's a halfling. And he greets him in halfling.
Well, I won't attempt to speak halfling, but we'll just say that they are. Yeah, interesting. Elves, huh? Yeah, I don't remember seeing you guys around a Tresh at all.
We keep to the old ways in the desert.
Curious. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, you seem to be competent.
We're glad to have been able to deliver this to you. I'm guessing these are your packages, I assume, or your crates.
Well, they are now.
Yeah, right. So, we're glad to have done the job, and I hope you feel that we've done it successfully. We have to admit that we've heard we've heard about you. I think. Actually.
No.
Yeah.
No, that is disappointing to hear. I've been trying to go a little unnoticed recently.
Well, we're pretty clever, you see.
Well, I hope so.
We've heard a few references here or there to someone who is known as the Halfling, and we're guessing that's you. Any chance you'd care to share your name?
Oh, my name? Yeah, no problem. I can't tell you whether or not I am the halfling. I am definitely a halfling. Hopefully going to get a little reputation around here. That's my plan. You can call me Nick, but my name is Nicola Pateric.
Nick. Huh?
Yep.
It rolls off the tongue.
Oh, it certainly should. I feel like it's time for me to maybe reclaim a few things that I consider my own. And I'm hoping you crew here are going to help me out some more. You've been so helpful so far.
Yeah, I can't help but think that we've maybe seen some of the fruits of your efforts, and maybe been involved in some of them, as you indicate.
I think that's a fair assessment. Had some intermediaries kind of hiring a crew out, and you guys have done all right for me so far. I'm hoping we can continue such a fantastic business relationship.
Well, since we've turned over the goods here, maybe we should pop inside and, I don't know, have a second breakfast, a few ales, talk about this?
Well, as it is, the table's already set, and you guys have rooms for the night. I got some people here who are going to take care of these animals for you, and let's go have a conversation. What do you say?
Well, that's great. And not to put too fine a point on it, but do you pay us, or do we get that from the Nettie brothers?
Oh, no, the current deal is over. The Nettie brothers, they'll pay you when you get back. However, maybe I have a job for you we can work on right here, right now. But first, let's get some food.
Oh, yeah, I'm starving. It's been a while. Sure, yeah.
And indeed, inside the table's been set. I wouldn't call it lavish, but it's definitely, respectable. Plenty of drink, not fantastic, but not terrible either. So you guys are kind of well cared for by the innkeeper and their crew. The place is reasonably busy, but not packed.
Yeah.
So after some repast, he's like, well, yes. So about that job, are you guys interested in making a little more coin from me? You got to head back to town anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, that is part of our plan.
Oh, yes, of course. If we can make coin on the way back, that's even better, yeah.
It's pragmatic, isn't it? Fortunate for me. So I'm willing to pay you guys to help me make my way back into town. We don't need to be necessarily unnoticed, but I have a hard time believing the people who oppose me coming back are just going to let me waltz right in. So I could use some bodyguards. Let's say bodyguards. I like that word. Sounds respectable.
Well, we are nothing if not respectable. I think you can tell that just by looking at us. And you might notice, like, he's slipping silverware into his pockets.
Fantastic. Well, let's get down to tax here, shall we? I know you guys like cold hard coin. That's kind of your favorite thing to have here. That's why you do this, after all, isn't it? Aren't we? Yeah. We're all here to make a little money. So how about this? I'll give you guys 200 gold up front and 400 more when I safely get to Ardisport.
So a total of 600 for the entire party?
Yep, you guys split it however you want.
Gentlemen, that's a great deal. By my calculation, that's 125 gold pieces each once we're all done.
This is why we always keep an eye on Slake and his math.
If you were as good with math as you are with words, you'd likely be richer by now.
Just a little bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, to be fair, details are details. So as long as me and my goods may get successfully to my new place in Ardisport, you get the rest of the money.
What sort of goods are you bringing with you?
All the ones you brought with you, mostly.
So we're taking the crates back to Ardisport?
We're going to switch crates, but the contents are the same. And I got a few other crates of my own we'll be adding to the wagons.
And is there a particular location within Ardisport that you'll be wanting the crates and you delivered?
Oh, sure. Turns out I just bought myself a little shop in Ardisport up on the hill.
Really?
God,
Got a good deal on a foreclosure, did you?
What sort of goods does that shop did it used to deal in?
I can't tell you what it used to deal in, but I can tell you what it's going to deal in here come tomorrow or 2 or 3 days hence. It shouldn't take me that long to open up.
I heard they used to be the best.
They're going to be the best. I specialize myself in tinctures and tonics. My family has since the beginning of time.
yeah, I thought that name was familiar.
Oh, you recognize that name, do you now?
Yep.
I take it they're still using that farce?
I mean, they said that family was still kind of in charge, not in charge, but pretty high up in the alchemical guild, from what we've heard.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They sure did well for themselves now, didn't they? Seems like names mean something after all. Too bad it's not theirs.
How did you get separated from the business, so to speak?
Well, maybe you heard of this little thing that happened here a while back, and well, those troops weren't all that kind of halflings. It was all my family could do to make it out with their some of their fortune intact. Well, not all of us did, but fortunately, my relatives made it out of Ardisport before everybody was slaughtered.
Dark times.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but things are opening back up now. The veil and the trash has gone down, and here I am, ready to reclaim what was mine, or my family's anyway.
Thank goodness all those heroes in Faradon did such a wonderful job of making the world safe once again.
Yeah, I heard about that. Good deeds. But unfortunately, this tale doesn't really start with good deeds now, does it? Because if that slaughter wasn't enough, killing everybody, and he looks over at the elves, you should understand.
Quite well.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the Pateric family was once actually rich and powerful. Name was known, the name that commanded respect in Ardisport. But when the Phrygian troops came along, started killing everybody, all that nastiness, and we had to run for our lives. Turns out some of our assistants, people that worked for us, they smelled an opportunity. Took our shops, our names, and our livelihoods, and were all more than willing to throw in with the Phrygians to their benefit. Turns out they stabbed them in the back later as well and been parading around town with my family name the whole time, calling it their own, living off the fruits of our labor, off of our riches. Well, times are changing.
So when you open up this shop, are you going to open it up under your family's name or a different one?
No, I'm going to reclaim my family name, so the name's going to be on the front of the shop, that I can guarantee. There's going to be a lot of changes. Going to shake it up a little bit.
What kind of changes?
Well, for starters, I'm going to take back what belongs to me, and I'm not going to give away the goods as it were here, but let's just say I'm not the only one interested in this. My family wasn't the only one that did not fare well during that time frame. Been hidden away this whole time. I think it's time that Ardisport, they give us our due.
I can't help but agree.
I thought you pointy-eared fellas might.
It seems that you've been making things a little difficult for a number of groups within the guild. I assume that besides those efforts that we were a part of, there have been other things going on as well that you've orchestrated?
I think that's safe to say, myself and others. We've found some interesting allies, and let's just say some of those people, we agreed with the same course, whether we spoke about it ahead of time or not.
Well, you've sure done your job. The the guild is certainly in disarray at this point. And as far as getting you back into the city, that's definitely something that we can work on. We do have, there's always complications in this sort of work. So it's possible that there's an inquisitor that might be sort of looking in our direction. So we might have to be a little bit careful in terms of our entrance into the city. Do you have a particular plan for that, or is that entirely up to us?
Are you kidding? I'm a rightful citizen of Ardisport. I've got my papers right here. I've got the bill of sale for this new building right here, and I even have a contract that shows all of you you as my bodyguard. So what exactly could they be upset about? Everything here is 100% legal. We're all above board.
I mean, if
So
that's
there
the tack
shouldn't-
you want to go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry. So there shouldn't be any question about how we're going about it then.
From a legal standpoint, I think we've got everything in order. Now, it's the shadier side of the street that I'm worried about. They don't play by those same legal rules. However, my suspicion is nobody's going to try anything once we get to the gate. If they try anything, they're going to do it before we get there, when there's fewer witnesses.
So they know you're coming back.
I've tried to be unnoticed, but it's not a bet I'm willing to make. There's been too much going on and too much information out there. At this point, somebody's already said too much. It's just the way of the world. So I'm being cautious.
And
Understand.
besides, that little business on the hill caused quite a stir. We very nearly didn't make it out.
I haven't heard all the details. Maybe you'll have to tell me sometime. Sounds like quite an adventure.
Is this the time should we be delivering the message?
Yeah, I was just thinking that same thing.
Yeah.
That the protector of that establishment. Yeah, you know what? Eleanor probably would say it about this point. Yeah, well, since like you said, we've heard your name and we've heard about the halfling. There was a guardian of that shop when we went in a second time that said the halfling, the debt is paid. Was that right, or am I misremembering?
You're pretty close. He just said
Okay.
tell the halfling the debt has been repaid. But...
Okay.
Sanab winces at the mention of the guardian.
Yeah, he was pretty tough. We barely left with our lives. And,
what sort of guardian was this, if you don't mind me asking? Any particular traits about him that you might notice?
well, he was a skeleton. I don't know if that's if that'll ring any bells.
That makes sense. The old one owed a debt to my family. It's I was hoping maybe I could cash that in. Seems like I already have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're very grateful that that one's no longer available because, not to put too fine a point on it, but he was kicking our ass.
The point was
Yes.
very fine. I felt it sharply. Just here.
Yeah.
Well,
You were
If
both
he works
wee
for
and
the old-
unconscious, right?
if he works for the old one, he's terrifying himself. But it's a good person to have on your side. Never cross him. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, we'll take that to heart, or take it in the heart. That's
I almost did.
yeah.
2 inches to the left.
Well, for you, only 2 millimeters, right?
Oh,
I'm an elf. I'm not European.
No, but you were tiny at the time.
Yeah, you were wee.
I guess that's true. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
One more thing. Since I'm paying you rather generously, of course, that's going to buy your silence as well. You don't know who I am. You've never seen me before, and let's just keep it that way afterwards. Not that I might not need your services again, but if anybody asks, you don't know anything, do you?
Know anything about what? I don't know what you're talking about right now.
See, I like professionals.
That said, if this all goes off successfully and you're able to further reclaim your family's heritage, so to speak, I hope you'll consider us for future jobs. I feel that we've demonstrated we can be relied upon. Why, I'd even suggest that we've gone from perhaps expendable to useful.
Well, I guarantee you, what's coming to Ardisport is going to mean a lot of work for people in your line in the future. So, yeah, consider that my little gift to you guys. You're going to have gainful employment for as long as you care to.
My favorite kind of employment.
I like the sound of what you're putting out. Well, another sausage?
Yeah. So if everybody's on board, I suggest we get a good night's sleep and start out at daybreak. What do you say?
Well, that sounds like a
great
plan.
to me.
That's a plan.
Perfect. Well, we'll just long story short the evening. You guys can stay and eat and drink until it's all gone and retire to your rooms. Nothing suspicious or untoward happens. And at daybreak, the carts, like you guys brought one cart down, but he has another cart of his own. He has a couple of cart drivers, which you notice that his are not guild drivers, as is yours. You still got your hired driver. He had to go back down anyway. And you do notice that the things have been changed. The crates are different, but as far as you can tell, everything is the same.
So for our driver, does he? His job is completed and paid for at this point, right? So he just, I guess, part of what we paid for is his return journey.
Yeah, I mean, he goes back on his own, or you could pay him to go back with you guys. That's up to you.
Are we able to even do that, given the fact that is there a representative of his union or his guild, I should say, at this establishment?
I mean, it'd be a little less than official, but it's really not necessary. There's enough space that Nicola has. He's got it covered, so you can let your guy go if you want.
I'm half tempted to suggest he follow along with us. That way, in case for some reason we need an extra cart, we've got one.
Road heads the same direction. Only goes two ways, and we're both using the same one.
Yeah, I'll propose it to the party.
I do think that it would be easier, especially since you said we already have the crates still loaded on that cart specifically, right?
No, sorry. If I made it sound that way, I misspoke. So Nicola has loaded them into two carts of his own, which he has hirelings that are driving. So the other cart is empty, other than a few personal goods. He brings his own food and such, and ready to head back. But if you have a use for it,
I'll offer him, a fee, if you will, maybe a bit of a lesser fee, given the fact that he's not actually carrying anything, but maybe something along the lines of, hey, why don't you ride with us? Stick around, just in case we would have a need for you, and we can pay you.
He's more than amenable to a few coin and just to follow you guys back.
Great. Well, off we go. Do we need to have some sort of plan as far as who's where around the cart, guarding things, who's in the cart, that sort of thing?
You guys are the professionals. I'm going to leave that up to you. I'll be sitting right here in the cart.
Is he driving?
No, he's riding.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's going to be visible.
He'll be visible, and just for the record, nobody in the carts will be participating in anything that may or may not happen. They're just going to be there.
Right, but sorry, I was just thinking target.
Right. No, that's a different story, but I'm not rolling out a bunch of hirelings initiatives just to make combat annoying.
Why can I sense the grid already appearing around our characters? Walking around the carts.
Whatever assumptions you make are on you, Sean. You know what they say about assumptions.
Yeah, I know, right? I get it. Well, my suggestion, I'd like to be on the ground, scouting around, and I glance over at Ashley's character, her fearsome. Is it Tess? I believe.
Tess, yes, Tess.
Tess the mercenary. We're so glad to have some additional muscle. Go ahead.
Yeah, why don't we take a moment and let Tess tell us about herself real quick?
Well, I think that would be great. My computer has frozen, so
well,
let me pull that. Yeah, right. So Tess is. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to understand what's going on with my computer here. It's okay. Still frozen. Oh.
All good. What sort of weapon was Tess carrying?
Tess carries. I'm pulling up her character sheet on my phone real quick.
Sure.
Sorry.
I
We
believe
mean
it's
to put you on the spot.
Yeah, actually,
no, it's
still
okay.
in very last minute for anybody. So she is like brand new character, everything, all within just the last little bit. So she is jumping in
within
very
like
cold
the last
and very
few
blind.
hours,
Yeah.
like just trying to do all of this. I'm so sorry.
If you can see behind the scenes on our Discord, we've been scrambling, and she's been very kind to be able to join us at the last minute. We're very glad to have her along.
You know, I happened to be free. All I was going to do today was my laundry, and that sounded boring. So why not?
Who does laundry? That's for chumps.
Right? Like, gross. Not me. Could never. So Tess is carrying a striking bastard sword, actually.
Oh.
So she carries a sword.
What race are you, by the way? I think that's probably worth mentioning.
Yes. So she is a half-orc fighter. So, you know, of course, orcs. Looking at the character sheet, again, I'm so sorry, last Philip. She obviously does take some traits from that orc side of things, but she is a human half-orc, specifically. And so, I cannot... I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
I mean, she sounds as appropriately intimidating as Mr. B.
Yeah. So she's, you know, you had a question. I'm sorry.
No, not at all. Just
I thought Nick was asking something.
No, I was agreeing.
No. Okay. Yeah. No. So she, I would assume, based on what I'm looking at in her character sheet, and based on kind of the idea I see of the character in my head, she's taken more from the orc side of things. Of course, there are going to be some human characteristics in regards to like facial features, but I would when I picture her to be more of that taller, like muscular. Like you can definitely tell she is a trained fighter. You can tell that she is pretty aged with battle.
I think it says a lot about Mr. B that to like replace him as the muscle, we had to find like a 7-foot orc.
Listen, if I could be a 7-foot orc in real life, I would love that.
Give it a few more years. They're doing amazing things with genetics these days. Well, I'm just guessing that the our towering, very scary fighter probably wants to be on the ground as well. How about the two of you? I glance towards Sanad and Elenil. Either one of you feel that it's strategically a good idea to be in the cart?
I think someone should be in the cart next to Halfling friend, and I perhaps could do some scouting from the cart.
Yeah, I would probably be better off on the ground, because, well, yes, he is a spellcaster. He's a magus, so he needs to be able to run up and hit stuff when time comes. So yeah, I'd probably stay close to the cart. I wouldn't be out scouting.
Okay.
But I would definitely be on the ground.
Richard, it sort of sounds like we've got a plan as far as placement goes. Just real quick from a Slake character perspective, is it feasible, given the setup, that I'd be skulking around, trying to be out of sight, so stealthing, or is it just one of those things where, you know, we're kind of out in the open, it's on a road, there really isn't a lot of place to...
I mean, still thinking it wouldn't be impossible. It'd be hard to keep up because you are on a big main road. It's a well-built road as well, and not untraveled. This is a fairly busy road by local standards. By busy, it's not a highway, but you're going to run into people throughout the day.
Sure.
No doubt.
Not exactly a track through a twisted forest, sort of.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a pretty major road and well maintained.
Okay. Well, I'll just dispense with the stealthing then, and just be walking about. But I will be scouting, looking for surprises and ambushes and such.
And as we came down out of Ardisport, I'm sure we got a good look at the road. So there wasn't really any like major ambush spots that we could remember.
Not particularly. I mean, obviously there's trees, there's brush, there's some rocky areas. If somebody really wanted to conceal themselves and ambush you, they could do it from a fair number of places, but nothing super jumped out at you.
Okay.
And what areas did, yeah. You probably marked them in some of the areas that you're like, well, this would be a better ambush spot than just an open road. A lot of farmhouses, there's kind of a lot of rolling hills. Kind of in the plains area-ish at times, and a lot of farmland. So you're seeing a lot of big family farms. They're just far enough apart that you can barely see one to the next, but you never go far without there being a farmhouse.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we've sort of got a plan. Should we take off?
Tally ho, he says, and your little makeshift caravan moves out, heading back towards Ardisport. And several hours go by without anything significant happening. It's nothing but the clip-clop of horses' feet, the creaking of cartwheels, and a little mindless banter from everybody involved. Until it's a little before lunch. And you come up to a small bend in the road, and there is a good-sized farm up there, the farmhouse, right next to the road. Now, what seems to jump out at you is in most farmhouses, especially in the middle of a nice day like this, there's some activity. There's animals in the field. There's people working outside. There's something noticeable. However, this place, you don't notice anybody or anything happening. Nothing other than that looks untoward. It's just the fact that it seems too quiet as you approach. That kind of perks your ears up. And that of Nicola as well. He's like, well, that's as suspicious as an Asmodean smile. So you guys want to go up there and check that out and see what in the hell is going on?
Can I do the share senses thing with the raven?
Sure.
Like scout overhead.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do all of that in order of initiative, so you can do whatever you want.
Ah, okay. So it's like that then.
And so it's like that. Let me get the map set here.
You've been stopped by plot.
Yes. Just as you think to do that, we hopped into some sort of organized fashion here. Now, as those of you familiar with our live streams, we pre-roll initiatives. So we have one ready to go. And I believe that Slake is going to kick things off. And right now, you notice nothing, which is what kind of raised the hair on the back of your neck, as it were.
Okay. And just to clarify a few details about this place, it appears to be 2 stories, yes?
Yeah, it's a good-sized farmhouse. Most of them out here are. There's not a lot of small places, a lot of big families.
Yeah, I noticed that it does look pretty generously sized. Do I get the impression maybe this is more of a wealthy farmhouse, a plantation sort of thing, as opposed to a subsistence farmer?
Well, pretty much everybody out here is in pretty good, fair amount of agriculture. They supply Ardisport with all of its food for the most part. So
they're doing well.
Yeah, and that's fairly common for out here. You see a lot of these large family farms where there's generations of people working good-sized plots of land. They make good money selling it, all their excess goods to Ardisport. And like I said, if you go off to the south from the main map, where the canal district empties into different fields, they alternate fields where it flows into, it dries out, and the farmers pick up carts of manure, bring it back, and use that to fertilize the fields. In a lovely symbiotic relationship, that means there's a lot of stinky carts on the road.
Yeah.
But that's why it's rare that there's no activity here, because usually in those larger families, there's somebody somewhere doing something.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm also getting the idea that from the size of this place, like not only a large family working, but maybe some farm hands as well. So It looks like it could support that sort of thing. Okay, well, that's decidedly odd. I think what I want to do is kind of get a little bit of the lay of the land. So I'm going to start moving up. I'm going to do a little bit of measuring here. I'm going to initially go with my first action looks like there's a hedge there. So looks like I'm going to actually take a couple of actions and go about 70 feet to about right there. So Richard, sorry, I forgot to click on my character again. There we go. So, gosh dang, can you guys see that thing? Okay, there we go. Oh, no. I'm having a moment. Technical difficulties. Aha. So I'm walking along here, kind of going along the hedge, looking for an ambush, right up to about here. That's 2 actions for me. Do I see anything at this point?
I don't know. Would you like to make a perception check?
Yes, I would indeed like to make a perception check. So let's see how that goes. Only a 15, actually. Didn't roll that great.
Okay, so sorry. Yeah, you don't really notice anything yet, other than just eerie quiet.
Okay. And so was that an active perception check that took my 3rd action?
Yes, it was.
Okay, then I'm done. And that said, I glance over. I'm feeling a little out here in the wind. Glance back at the hulking not barbarian, but the hulking half-orc, as if to say, "Hey, friend, who I've just met, but now I feel very attracted to. Why don't you come up by old Slake and maybe he doesn't get murdered by somebody about to leap out of the shadows."
It's so crazy that you say that, because I was fully planning on following your lead, actually.
Well, have I told you lately that I love you?
And you can say it over and over. I'll go ahead and use my, because I only have a speed of 25 feet, so I'll go ahead and use my first 2 actions to get up to Slake. And then I also, if it's okay, we'll probably go ahead and just make a perception check of the area as well.
Okay.
Okay, so 50 feet will get you to there.
Yeah, that's close enough, I think.
I think that was right.
Yeah, because
Yep.
Actually, I think one more. Yep, one more. There we go.
Is that close enough for you, Slake?
Oh, yes. I'm delighted to have your companionship.
Do you want to do anything with your 3rd action?
Yes, I'm going to also roll a perception check and just kind of see what I can't see as well. Just because it is an open area, it feels very there's a lot of potential for things. And that is a natural 20 on the die. So.
Oh, goodness gracious. A net 20 overall. Okay, I'm going to randomly roll a dice here to make a quick decision. And you hear...
That decision tree is, how do I screw the party? There are 7 different ways.
That's essentially what that means, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You hear some rustling and some noise coming from inside the brush in that area over there. You think there may be something in there, maybe someone?
Okay.
Over here is where you were saying?
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead, because it's a free action to talk, right?
Yep.
Cool. Excuse me, is somebody over there? You can just come on out.
Where?
Over to the right by that bush.
Oh yeah, of course. I knew that.
Come on, I thought you would pick up on that too.
Oh yes, no, I totally knew that. I was playing it cool, but it's cool what you did too. So that's fine.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I'm going to turn my trained ears over on to the next person in our order, which I believe is Sanad.
And speaking of trained ears, I believe I will actually go ahead and I'm going to move up pretty quick. I'll use 2 actions to move up 60 feet. And then I will, for my last action, use the seek action. And as I am a whisper elf, I can detect. How exactly is it worded? I can use the seek action to sense undetected creatures in a 60-foot cone instead of a 30-foot cone. If there was someone that I could detect within 30 feet, I'd get a +2 to that, but it seems like they're a little ways out. So 60 feet would be like, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a roll for me, please.
Okay, a perception, I suppose.
Yes, please.
Seems reasonable. It's going to be... Oh, that'll be a dirty 20.
Okay. You are pretty certain that there is somebody up there in those bushes. You don't think it's something, a noise. Maybe it was a farm critter or something. But now that you actually paid, Tess was just kind of looking for anything. And she's like, I think there may be someone in those bushes. You move up and use your keen ears, and you're like, that's definitely not an animal.
So basically, they're no longer hidden from me, right?
Essentially, they are no longer hidden, although you don't see them because there is stuff in the way.
Yeah.
There's enough. The brush is thick enough there that they're behind it, but you're certain someone is back there.
Like they'd get cover, but
Yeah,
they wouldn't get the hidden condition anymore.
yeah. I mean, it's as if there was a wall there and you knew somebody was on the other side of the wall, but it's just some thick, overgrown brush a little bit.
Do I get
it's
any idea
velociraptors.
the number or?
I'll tell you what, let's just roll randomly. Let dice decide. Somewhere between 1 and 3.
And I'll kind of sign that to the rest of the party.
You're gonna do some of those cool predator like 3 here, stop. Those kind of. Yeah. What's he doing? I don't. Is this some kind of game? I don't know what's going on.
Ancient Elven
I'm
sign
not quite
language.
sure. It looks like he's just
It's
throwing
a seizure.
his hands up.
Is it some sort of conniption fit? What is wrong with the elf?
Is it maybe like a guild sign?
Oh, he's flashing. He's a member of a gang.
And with an exasperated sigh, just over the shoulder to Elenil, like.
What's he? Now he's giving us a middle finger. I mean that's.
Now he's just doing this to be rude to us. He doesn't want to include us in this? Okay.
And without a bunch of thugs come around the corner snapping their fingers.
It's a dance fight. Oh shit! Everybody, get your appraisal, your performance skills ready to go.
Crap! Performance sucks.
When you're an
It's
elf,
our own
you're an
version of
elf.
West Side Story.
No. All right, I believe Elenil still gets a opportunity to do something here.
Yeah. Seeing those signs from Sanad, that he actually recognizes that there's a few people up there.
Elitist.
Yes, I am. He's going to move up the 60 feet there with 2 actions. And for his third action, he's actually going to pull a wand out.
Ooh.
Whoa! Oh, like an actual one.
Yes, an actual wand.
Okay,
Come on, get your mind out of the gutter there, Slake.
that was a euphemism for something.
Nope, but that's it for my turn. So I'm guessing it's their turn now. Is that right, Rich?
It sure is. And let's. Sorry, I am trying to get these guys in the right layer, but they're being difficult for me.
I just wanted noted that I'm supposed to be the careful, stealthy guy, and I decided, well, let me find the most central spot where I can be targeted by the most number of people, and that's where I put my character.
It's really funny that you say that because normally I play my rogues the same way for some reason. So,
Yeah.
Here he comes.
I don't know what is wrong with us.
It's a curse,
I-
really.
Oh,
Yes,
Rogue players,
oh, ah!
you know,
What's going
it's
on?
cursed.
the best. Oh, what is happening here?
I
it's
see.
nothing to worry about.
Just go on about your business. It's fine.
Oh, great. They're named
Fellas
Assassin.
labeled Assassin number 3. I'm sure that
Yeah,
means nothing.
I'm sure that's not important.
Not
Not at
Strange
all.
name.
Sorry,
Wonder what he does.
It's-
Wonder what he does for a living.
as it
Assassin
takes
number-
me a moment to
Probably
work
dark.
roll 20 because I'm not the most proficient person there. So the two guys jump from those bushes, leap this little row, and run right up on Slake. They are carrying vicious-looking swords. They appear to know how to use them,
Yeah.
and they definitely appear to be fast. However, it does take all three of their actions to get up there.
Well. I'm not saying I just predicted this moments ago, but how nice to see you guys. Let's get them. I turn on the party.
Hold on a second. There is a little bit more to do here as soon as I get this handled on roll 20 because, again, these here are also being difficult for me. Aha. I believe I've got this thing whipped now. So, yeah, because from inside the door of the house, two people bust the door open and also come running out.
I am the dumbest human.
Right up on Slake.
So, Sean, you got a backup
Yeah.
character ready?
Well,
I mean,
I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Tess's sister, half orc.
I mean,
Yes.
I would like to point something out. Sleep is a 5-foot burst. How you feel about making that save?
you know, it's will save, right?
I believe it is.
Yeah. At this
Yeah.
point, if it makes me not murdered, sure.
Unless you're the only one who beefs the save and they just like instant crit you on the ground, in which case,
It's like
not
they're-
great.
Yeah.
Pathfinder coup de grace 3.5.
Right?
Now,
A
speaking of
little
which,
bit too many factors.
one of those guys busted open the door and took 2 actions to run up there. The other guy, however, took 2 actions to run up there. So that means he gets an attack.
It's
Let's
not
see what
gonna
that
be good
works
for
out to be here.
Clean.
Oh,
Oh wait, Richard, you said that. Hold on, wait, stop.
oh. I'm waiting.
An
I'm
attack,
waiting.
an attack, you say?
Yes. Well, you're fortunate.
Beautiful.
They rolled really low, so that's a miss. And that is all 3 of their actions. But assassins spring from the grounds and decide they're going to surround Slake in an attempt to stab him to death. But Slake, good news. It's your turn. What are you going to do about this new predicament?
Changing my my screen name to Assassin number 5. Sorry, guys, it's been a pleasure.
I always knew he'd double cross us.
Yeah, did you?
Curse your
He
sudden
really,
and inevitable
you
betrayal.
know, with a name like Slake, it makes sense that he would be a little shady. You know, it just
I don't know
it fits.
what you're talking about. I'm entirely respectable. So I'm going to stab this guy in the spleen, is what I've decided to be respectable about at the moment. I'm going to try to get away from these 8 or 12 dudes that appear to be on me at the moment. I'm kind of lost in the terror of it all. And Richard, I'm going to try to move through his square and into this spot. This will be that tumble behind move.
Okay.
Theoretically leave him open to 2 attacks, both flat-footed. I realize that could be a challenge because I'm guessing they are all Dexy and such, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. So let's roll that, shall we? Yeah, that isn't going to work. It looks like I'm stuck there with that first action because I'm guessing a 19 didn't beat his reflex.
His reflex DC, it does not quite beat his reflex DC.
So I'm denied the movement.
Does that provoke by chance, or does it just mean you don't get to move?
It does indeed. If I fail the save. So yeah, is he going to get a little swat at me?
Does just the one, or do they all 4?
Attempted to leave a square. Well, that's a good question. I can look that up. This may have been a real bad call. On my
Tell you
part.
what, we're going to do the one.
I'll look it up for next time if you want.
I'm going to say at least one gets it. Let's see how this goes here. Oh, man, you're lucky. The dice are on your side right now.
Yeah.
Rolled only a 4. That's not going to hit you.
We know how that goes.
Yeah. But you got more actions, don't you, Slake?
I do. Give me just a moment. All right. So the tumble through move didn't. I can't stand here in the middle of this terrible. Even though I know all my companions are going to go first, I just can't be right there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and move, and I'm going to go here to here to here, and that will take all of my movement essentially that I can spend, because I am going to make an acrobatics check to move without provoking an attack. So we'll see how this goes. Now that's considerably better. I'm guessing I got that. That's going to be a 32, as a matter of fact.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. They're not that good.
So I'm in position, if nothing else, and I'm not currently being flanked. I'm going to go ahead and make an attack. And since this guy made a shot on me, for my third action, we'll just try to poke him in the face. That's a natural 1. So I'm going to quit the game with my bonus action.
It's time for Sean's nightly rage quit.
Goodbye, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, audience. It's been legions of fans. It's been great. So with a terrified look in my face, I glance over at Tess as if to say, "Oh, God, please save me."
So Tess is obviously seeing Slake in trouble. She tried to warn him. She heard the rustling in the bushes. She tried. He clearly didn't pay enough attention, and then he got ganged up on. And this just, Tess isn't super happy about that. Can it be assumed that I already have my weapon drawn, or?
Here's the way I look at it. If Tess went from one quick turn to "don't worry, buddy, I got your back" to "hey, you got yourself into this mess, get yourself out," you can definitely have had your weapon drawn.
Okay.
Richard. Don't listen to Richard. Never listen to Richard. Never.
Yeah, but then he gives me my weapon drawn out, so I don't have to use an action for that. I don't have to waste an action on you.
Well, take that and then ignore the rest of that crap that he said and come up and save me. God help me.
Before you go, Tess, one thing I did want to ask is that there wasn't a shield put on your sheet. Didn't know if you wanted to have a shield or if you're just going to be two-handing that bastard sword, or what your preference is. Just thought we'd iron that out real quick up front, since this is a brand new character for you.
It is a brand new character for me. I did notice that the shield is not on there, but I do know that my AC is listed with a shield. I personally would prefer to have a shield, at least just because I do feel like every time I see a fighter, whether it be an orc or any other type of fighter, and I feel like for Tess as a half orc, she wouldn't be trained to like two-hand a sword. I feel like that's
we can say you have a shield. That's an easy quick change. Just thought I'd iron that out so we can have that before the dice start flowing here. But we'll say you have a shield and your bastard sword in one hand, and it is your turn to wreak havoc. Or just leave Slake hang out to dry. Whatever you choose.
Tess is just kind of like, all right, man, are you serious? Like, she's like, I'll be up in a second. And she's going to go actually, for her first move, I'm going to move and go up to assassin. I believe it's number 3 that Slake is directly behind.
Yes.
Perfect.
So you're going up here?
I think just like kind of right next to where Slake is.
That one or this one?
So go like right there?
Yes, that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, my browser's frozen, so I can't.
That's an easy way for you to get there without provoking. So.
Yep.
Exactly. And she's just gonna kind of look over at Slake, and just go, seriously? You couldn't put yourself in a better position? Great.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is my first assassination. I don't.
I assumed you would be better.
I was nearly filled with holes, but I'm mostly filled with shame. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
As you should be. And she's going to go ahead and attempt to make a strike on assassin. Is that number 4, I believe?
Number
Directly in
4
front
is
of her?
directly above you. 3 is directly above Slake.
Perfect. She's going to go ahead and try to make a swipe over on assassin number 4 directly in front of her with her sword. Okay. Does a 28 hit?
It sure does. They do have their. I'm going to move. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to quite move that much. But they do have their ACs in parentheses, just like you guys. I moved that one over just so you can see it a little bit.
Oh, perfect. Sorry, I can't go over to the Shadows of Ardisport, so I like.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
I can't see it when it's where it's at. But
Yep. 1 and 4 are 19.
okay,
2 and 3 are 20.
Perfect.
Which, by the way, for any of the listeners up home or out home, viewers, I guess I should say, that's something we've been doing for a while. I say we. Brad actually started it on Mountain Tail, where people just know ACs up front, so you don't have to do the does that hit. You can just look and see and just move on. We found that it actually adds more to the game and doesn't really take anything away. So I blatantly stole that from Brad and have adopted it. He was right to do so, and here we are.
Honestly, it does work really well, and I am. I don't brag on Brad very often, but man, he's implemented a lot of really good stuff on the podcast, and I'm impressed with him sometimes in that regard.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said that on something that was,
Yeah, that bad call.
Permanent record.
Yeah.
We
can edit this out, right?
Yeah, I really should.
Of course,
I've been told I'm the meanest person at that table, and Brad has told me before, he's like, you make me want to die. So yeah, I feel like some kindness that is like some kindness that can be physically heard is good. That's good. So yeah, it all evens out. All right, so since it doesn't look like that is a crit though, so it's just not quite. So let me roll out that damage.
And this is how you can tell that Ashley is a newer gamer. That she doesn't have any dice available where she is, so she's using a dice roller. And the old school gamers here amongst us, like, there is nowhere where we would be that we don't have dice with us. So
let me correct you real quick, because I did not think I had dice and I was using the dice roller, but since my browser froze, I'm at a friend's house using their setup. And they were like, oh, I actually have dice on the table. So I now have dice.
Oh, there you go.
I know. I'm just trying to. Yes, I did. Thank God. So.
I just want to comment that I literally carry a D20 in my pocket at all times in case a game breaks out.
I love that.
You never know.
All right. So that's.
Hey, Sean, is that a D20 in your pocket?
I can't, Richard. I can't. There's, that decision tree that goes through your head when you're trying to decide how to screw the party over?
Yes,
I'm trying to say, well, what things are going to get me banned from what are we on? YouTube or something?
YouTube and Twitch.
Eventually, we're going to be YouTube. So anyway, I'm shutting up.
You got some damage for me there, Tess?
I do. I have 13 points of damage coming to you.
Ooh, nice hit. Nice hit.
Thank you.
I believe you have one more action. One to get up there, one to take that swing. Are you going to swing again, or are you going to raise that shield?
I am absolutely going to swing again.
Ooh. The best offense is a good defense, or the best offense is more offense?
Okay. And that is going to hit again for another 14 points of damage.
He has a very unhappy look on his face. He went from, ha-ha, we've got you, to, I ain't got this.
Excuse me, who put this scary orc lady in front of me?
Pretty much, yes. Oh God,
yeah.
I'm going to die.
And Tess is going to look over back at Sanad and Elenil and go, "Are you guys gonna hang out, or are you gonna come help us? You gonna come handle
bloody
shit?"
tourists.
Yep, tourists.
She knows she works for us, right?
I don't think so, no.
I tell you what, she's definitely earning her 20% of the cut.
I mean, money well spent. That looked painful. And Sanad will, and I'm very glad, Ashley, that you actually moved shoulder to shoulder with Slake rather than into the flanking position, because I would like to once again point out that Sleep has a 5-foot burst area of effect. So Sanad will make a sign and kind of take some sand out of a pouch and just cast it in the air and mutter a strange incantation. And all 4 of them, because if I cast that, I don't know how to do the ping. If I cast that in between assassins number 2 and 4,
Okay,
that
yep.
should hit all of them.
Yep, okay. What's
So-
my DC on that will save?
DC 20 will save.
DC 20, and what is my save here on the will? Okay. All right, so I have DC 20. No, okay, so failure, success, and a crit success.
Okay, well, crit success unaffected. The guy who succeeded, he's going to take a -1 penalty to perception checks for 1 round. So we got him where we want him. He's on the ropes. The failures fall unconscious for a minute.
All right, so 1 and 2 slump over.
Oh, that's like the best possible result.
3 seems to be unnerved, and 4 doesn't seem to notice anything happen. Just wondered, wait, what the hell just happened to my friends?
3 is a little drowsy, but
Yeah.
well, he'll be asleep soon.
You got one more
And-
action?
I do. Then I will. Let's see. I'll turn back to Elenil and cast guidance on him,
Ooh.
and basically look back and like sick him.
All right. So 1 and 2 are standing there unconscious, still holding their stuff. 3 has been weak, looks kind of drowsy, but 4 was unaffected.
Correct.
Is that right? Okay.
Yep.
What kind of armor are they wearing?
They are unarmored.
Unarmored. Okay. All right.
So an interesting point. I'm glad you said something about what they're holding. Unless it's heightened at 4th, a creature that falls unconscious from the spell doesn't fall prone or release what it's holding.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
It's not.
I think it
Which
less
is-
is like they go full asleep, and more they're just like, oh, I'm kind of out of it.
yeah, at
Yep.
heightened at 4th they do, but
Yes. Yep. It's kind of limited up until fourth level version, but it still works.
I mean, they're still asleep for a minute, So
Mhm. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's go ahead and step up to Assassin 4 here. Sorry, that's a stride, not a
Yes.
step. Let me use the right terminology.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use a spell strike with a snowball.
Oh, here comes that Magus bullshit.
So here comes the Magus bullshit. So as he's got the wand in one hand, but his other hand, you see, all of a sudden, this chunk of snow is now in his hand, like right over my cat's head because he's getting in my way here. But there's a chunk of snow in his hand, and he's going to hit the assassin with it.
Does it summon a cat named Snowball that you just throw in their face and it claws them?
Yes. All right, so let's see if this actually hits. And I do have the guidance, so I'm at a +11 right now. That is a 20 exactly, so that hits.
what do you know? Guidance, baby.
Would have hit
yeah.
on him either way.
Oh, that was the night.
But
No,
still.
guidance.
Still, the guidance. All right, so it is 2d4 for the snowball and 2d6 from his fist that is these special hand wraps on them. Let me just throw my dice all over my desk. All right, so that is 7, 10, 13 points of damage.
All right. Got it.
3 of that is cold. If that means anything.
His day's gone to shit in a pretty big hurry, to be quite honest with you.
All right. So since I did hit with it, he also takes a 5-foot status penalty to his speed for 1 round.
Okay.
And with that, I now cringe as it is his turn.
Okay. Well, let's see here. I'm going to make a quick roll just to make a decision here. Well, all right. He doesn't like anything that's happening right now. So he's going to take a step to there, and then he's going to use 2 actions to try to wake up his friends because he feels like he needs backup in a bad way.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Hold on. Does that provoke an attack of opportunity?
No, he did step, so that doesn't provoke. But he can only move 5 feet when he does that, which is all he did.
Okay, perfect.
But it takes a full action to move 5 feet. However, assassin number 3 is going to turn around, and he's going to stab at Slake because he thinks Slake is the least scary here.
The disrespect.
Fuck you, Slake, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I feel I've
All right.
to cry here soon.
I just want to show it there, but Slake, the dice are definitely on your side tonight.
Oh, okay.
So you got pretty lucky, but then he is also going to step a little further away and give a little ground to you guys as his 3rd action. And I believe, unfortunately, that's all they can do. I don't think the other 2 get actions right away, unless somebody wants to correct me on that. I forget how that works, but we're going to say they don't. And then just move on and let Slake do something.
Well, okay. Well, that I was gonna step into flank, but by the way, in all good conscience, Richard, if you want to take a whole series of attacks on me, I did provoke a bunch of attacks. You can't even use acrobatics to move at half your movement to avoid them. That doesn't even exist anymore as an option in 2E, which I should have known better. I would have had to have taken the rogue feat mobility to be able to do that, in which case I don't have to roll. My apologies for not knowing the rules. So I'll sit here and take it like a human if you wish to roll 3 attacks on me as I rolled around.
I'll tell you what to do. I'm going to meet you in the middle. I'm going to give you 1 attack at a +2 to hit and say that's all that they took. Since I didn't know better to correct you anyway, I'll split it right down the line and see how that goes. What do you say?
You know, you're harsh but fair.
Let's see how this goes here. Ooh, I did a little better on the die roll there.
Mm-hmm.
So with a +2, that is going to be 15.
I had no way to nimble dodge at that point because I hadn't had my turn again. So
it's not. It wouldn't have mattered. That's going to be definitely enough to hit you, but he's going to be a couple of numbers away from being able to crit you.
Well, that's good.
So it's definitely that's good because these things crit pretty hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
They have the deadly D8 trait.
That scans.
However, that is a good decent down roll, so I whack you for 15.
Ouch!
As we roll back time just a little bit.
Well, that sucks in a special way.
But that is now it's your turn. That's all I'm going to let them do.
Okay.
The sleep spell was very effective, and we're going to say they didn't know what else to do other than say, "Oh shit."
Okay, so in that case, I'm going to do the following. I'm going to move in this precise manner here. Can I get over this thing? Do you need an athletics or an acrobatics?
Just spend double the movement. The terrain.
That's going to be significant if I do that. Then let me read
Just for the 1 square, but yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I can still do it. 5, 6. Okay. So I do that as one action. And then I glance towards Tess pointedly as if to almost say, if you were to step here, I'd have flank on this guy. And I'm going to ready an action that says when one of my companions moves into that square, I'm going to attack this fellow with sneak attack.
So move for one action, ready for your second action, and then your third action is the actual action that you'll use.
I believe that's how that works in Pathfinder 2 if I've got it right. Yep.
That works perfectly. And hey, we got a rule right. Woohoo!
All right, mark it down. Somebody get the time of that particular correct ruling. Get it noted, fans. I
7:10 p.m.
Excellent.
Sometimes I envy Ashley because she hasn't played. She's not an old school gamer like us. So she's really. I think you've only played 5e and then Pathfinder. Where some of the rest of us, we've been playing for so long, we've been through so many editions that we just kind of forget what rules are the current ones. So like we quote old rules or use old rules, forget where we're currently at. So sometimes it's like, well, it must be nice to maybe have more of a fresh start sometimes.
We're gonna.
I wouldn't really say that it's like super nice. I feel like I always just get so confused in rules that half the time I don't even think of them. So the amount of times like on the podcast that Brad or somebody's like, oh, hey, hold on. Like I actually really appreciate the fact that you guys have been playing for so much longer because of the corrections that can be made in that, it's nice. It helps me as a more new player, at least in Pathfinder specifically, to better myself as a player.
Well, why don't you just show us how good you are and see what kind of magic Tess is going to pull here.
Yeah, well, Tess
meaningfully at this spot.
And what's really crazy is Tess is someone that even just a half work, they don't run from a fight. They don't like what just happened. She's not done with them yet. She's not done with that assassin. So she's going to take her first action and move forward and then go in for a strike.
That will trigger my action, I think, would that take place first, Richard?
Yours technically does, but go ahead and both of you roll yours. There's nothing going to prevent it. So
outstanding. Oh.
Are you okay? Are you having a seizure?
Oh, assassin number 3. How I love you. That's a 30 attacking into flank. So
ooh. Fuck that guy in particular.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just crit.
This fucking guy.
That's what you get to take a step back.
Holy cow.
One
so
minute
awesome.
He's like, I feel a little drowsy. He's like, am I dreaming or am I being shish kebabbed?
Oh my God!
Your eyes do not deceive you, nor does your spleen.
We've got Ashley snorting already.
I know.
All right.
All the time.
Note the time code.
Now, 7:13.
Right.
I do have to ask though because I'm doing a. Let me try to figure out how to word this. Sorry. So with this crit, I will just add an extra dice to my damage, correct?
We allow either method. The first method, which is I guess technically the one is you just roll the dice normally and then double it. However, an alternate method that is allowed is to roll double the dice, which I think most people in our group kind of prefer. So I allow that as well. All I ask is that you just kind of pick one and stick with it.
Yeah, I'll just roll double the dice. So I'll just instead of rolling my normal 2d8 for damage, I'm going to roll 4d8.
Yeah, I'll be rolling 6d6 over here just for the hell of it. Did I crit him Richard on that, by the way?
Oh, yeah, that's a crit. You definitely crit him.
Okay, yeah, I guess I should confirm that. Listen to the sound.
For those of you that are curious, this is Scotch, so that's why the Scotch.
It's okay. I took a shot of Kraken just right before we started, so
nice.
This is my preferred Glenmorangie Red with the sherry barrel. Oh, we have some public house up here. Nick, who is actually from the Rolla area, and that is their local brewery. A wonderful brewery it is, I might add.
So
if only I
assassin
could
number
get-
4 is going to take 25 points of damage.
Jesus.
Oh, that was on number 4, not number 3.
So,
That was on number 4.
Excellent.
I wanted to finish him off.
I don't blame you.
You know?
okay.
Richard, it would appear if my math is accurate, which it probably is not, 27 on number 3.
All right. So number 3 doesn't like the fact that you got behind him and stabbed him in the back as you hear a guttural, oh! However, assassin number 4 ceases to make noise as he goes away.
Sweet.
That's why you don't
He
run
seems to
away
be-
from a fight.
He seems to be no longer from the living with the living as Tess runs her bastard sword clean through his body out the other side to the point where assassin number 2 almost has to move out of the way or get hit himself.
He
have
wishes
run him
he'd fallen
through.
asleep.
Crazy girl.
I think Tess has one more action though, right? One to move, one to
I
stab.
do still have. Yeah, I do still have one more action, and since assassin number 4 is dead and gone, I have assassin number 3 right there in my space.
Oh,
And
please.
so I'm going.
kill him.
So I'm going to make an attack roll on assassin number 3. And that is going to hit.
Nice.
It's not a crit again, though. It's nothing crazy. And assassin number 3, honestly, if you ask me, is pretty lucky because they only come out with a total of 11 points of damage.
Still not happy. Still seems to be
No.
regretting his life choices. And if you could read what's going on in his eyes, is the sudden realization that he did not get paid anywhere near enough for this job.
Tess is just looking at him thinking, man, you fucked around and you found out. You're finding out right now.
So is Eleanor going to show us, or no, sorry, Sanad is next. What he's going to find out?
Yeah, so he basically just watched Tess just like step in and just 1, 2, 3, just like hack that dude apart. Like
Still feel like I work for you?
starting to wonder. I'm the one with the sleep spell. Don't forget it. A mixture of like fear and admiration. It's like, oh. Once again,
That's
money
the
well
only thing
spent.
I ever ask for in life is the fear and admiration, just mutually. It's a dream.
That's actually not Tess talking there. That's
And Slake has been kind of getting his ass kicked. So I'll go ahead and cast Forbidding Ward on Slake, and we'll pick Assassin number 2 as the enemy target. So Slake, you'll get a +1 status bonus to armor class and saving throws against that guy.
Love it.
And then I'll cast Guidance on Tess and just
Thank you.
just be like, that blow is good, but it could be better.
And for my own sake, guidance is
Basically a
What is-
+1 to a d20 roll, attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check for
Perfect.
until the start of your next turn.
perfect. That's what I thought, but I just wanted to double check.
And I think that's all 3 actions. So I'll just kind of shout out to Elenil. Brother, she's out. Brother, she's winning. Go ahead and get one on the scoreboard.
So assassins 1 and 2 still look pretty drowsy.
no, he slapped him awake. So he went over and just kind of slapped him around.
All right. So they're waking up.
Yes.
Got it.
Like I said, he took 2 actions, one for each of them, to kind of get in the fight, boys. And then he promptly died.
Okay.
I couldn't
well,
imagine waking up to that. Like,
You're like, oh, what's up? Huh? Oh. Number 4,
You-
why is your blood
like-
all over me?
you're asleep. Your comrade who just woke you up, like you see them get their sword just straight through, and then your other friend just get completely just.
They're
again,
probably
just-
still hoping they're going to wake up. This is just a dream. Wake up. Wake up.
I'm still asleep. I'm still asleep.
I'll pinch you
All
if
right.
you pinch me.
Okay. All right. So first action, I'm going to move up right here to Assassin 3. Actually, I take that back. Before I do that, I'm going to Shielding Strike. Nope, I have to move first to do that. Never mind. So I move up. I'm going to Shielding Strike, which means I get to make a melee strike and then cast the shield spell as 1 action.
There's that Magus bullshit.
Yep. Oh, shit. That's a 29. Oh, crap. I'm off by 1. It's a 29 to hit. Not a crit,
So
but
close.
still crap damage. Only 6 points of damage.
Just 6. Okay.
Just 6. But I have a shield up now. And as my third action, I'm going to enter a stance for my Arcane Cascade, which gives me +1 to a few things.
All right. Then, after your Magus feat tax is enacted,
I don't understand anything he just said, but I approve.
Yeah, what's the intel on the Magus second edition? Is it just as messed up and broken as first edition Magus?
I don't think it is.
Oh yeah, they
I don't think it
toned
is.
it down.
it can do some cool shit, but it's pretty action starved.
Mm-hmm.
It needs lots of action to do everything. So that's really the balancing factor.
Yep.
You can do some pretty cool shit and even throw out some big damage. But he's having to use actions to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
So you need your elvish caster companion to be hasting you is what you need.
That would be amazing if I could get hasted. The thing is, the spell strike, you have to recharge it by either casting what's called a conflux spell, which I'll have to remember exactly which ones those are, or use an action specifically to recharge the spell strike. So as of right now, I still do not have my spell strike.
All right. So assassin number 2 moved over to flank, is going to get himself a piece of slake.
Oh my god!
That's going to be a hit and a miss.
Wait,
With Forbidding Ward.
Probably. Does that give a +2?
Forbidding Ward gives a +1.
A +1. Okay. So my
But I see a nimble dodge.
huh?
let me hang on. Let me double check my math. So I'd be at a 25. Then there's the flank to consider drops you to 20. So nimble dodge drops you back up to 22, and the forbidding word makes you 23. Does that sound correct?
I assume so, unless for some reason they don't stack.
But either way, my first attack was a 25, and the next one was significantly lower.
Okay, so well in that case, yeah, he hits.
So 13 damage.
Alrighty, noted. Not happy, but noted.
Number 1 is going to take 2 stabs at Tess. Oh fuck! He's going to miss terribly. That was some terrible dice rolling. Number 3
whenever you go to swipe at me, you're supposed to hit me, right?
Oh,
he is currently terrified of you, and is unable to even do that. The swipes are just a little. They're left a little lacking. He seems to lack conviction. He's not really into this at the moment. However, assassin number 3 takes 2 swipes at Elenil, one of which is a nat 20.
Ooh, no.
Ooh, damn.
Of course.
So we get to add that deadly D8.
But I'm not flanked.
No,
you
you're
got
not
that
flanked.
going for you, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That would be a lot more damage if I was flanked.
That is 34 damage.
Fuck me.
Ooh.
As he brings that sword around and manages to find purchase somewhere and gets a good slice right through your skin. And for his third and final attack, he's going to attempt to hit Slake with that follow through there. Nope, not even close. That was a pitiful roll all the way around. And that's all they got left. So, Slake, I allow you to retort.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm feeling perforated these days. I'm not real happy about it. I'm not prepared to leave just yet because assassin number 3 here, he's I got his number, so we're gonna see if we can gack him. All right, let's. I'm gonna hit him. Not a crit, but it'll be a solid hit. So we'll do a little sneak attack damage because he is still in flank.
You know what? For no particular reason, I wouldn't really add up that damage there. He had 4 hit points left.
So he was a little light, huh?
Yeah, no, that is. It's not going to take much to make him go away. So I'll just save you a little effort there, as he falls to the ground. And
well, I sure am glad to see that. So now, between assassin number 1 and assassin number 2. Which of them is looking the worst? Is that possible to assess?
they are both uninjured at the moment.
Oh, well, that's a happy thing. Well, let's see here. I'm in an awkward position in that I cannot. Looks like I'm going to draw an attack no matter what I try to do. So, I don't want to just stand there. That's lame. What are the chances? Okay, so here's what I think I'm going to do, Richard. I'm going to move. Sorry, I should have this figured out. Get away from assassin number 2, but that'll get him into a flank position. If I run around, I can't expect somebody to get up. So, okay, yeah, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move here, try to attempt to move through here and through there using that tumble behind rogue funky action. So,
Okay.
I'm going to try this acrobatics check. Definitely, I think, did that. That would be a 32.
Okay. That's definitely a success. Now, does that prevent assassin number 2 from getting an attack of opportunity?
Assassin number 2 gets a swipe as I go by.
All right, let's see here. That is going to fall just a little short.
Oh, that is a shame. I sure feel bad about that. So let's go ahead and make a second attempt. Oh, yeah. So for a sneak attack on this fellow, I will most definitely hit. That is is that 19 armor class?
Yes.
Oh, wait, I am close. And give me 2 seconds to calculate this real quick. No, I'm not quite there on a crit. So, okay, yep. So standard damage, but sneak attack damage. So we're going to do that here real quick. And not great rolls, unfortunately. So only 12 points of rapier damage to him.
Got it.
I look at assassin number 2 as if to say, yeah, okay, you're going to flank me next turn. I get it. But then I glance at Tess and say, you know what? If you were to murderize assassin number 1, assassin number 2 can't get into flank.
Well, Tess is kind of in a position where she's like, I've got this person in front of me directly, or I could move. And I would rather spend 3 turns attacking the person directly in front of me. It just makes the most sense.
I like the way you think, Tess.
Tess isn't really the smartest, but man, she knows battle. She likes to just clear them out one by one. And that's what she's going to do. She's going to go in just straight with her sword for an attack. Well, my dice fell on the ground. So let me grab that.
Out of the box.
I didn't know. I'm going to sound like such a fucking liar, and I know it. But I swear to God, it landed a nat 20. I swear to God. I swear to God.
It's the worst, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because it's on the floor. So that's going to be a crit. Very sorry.
Slake approves.
Don't want to be flanked again. Wait a minute. Can I be flanked at 4th level? Shit, I should actually read my character. I'm going to do some research.
Well, I mean,
Tess
if
is
they're
gonna look if they're flanked.
no.
He is flanked, but
Yeah.
you've crit him either way, so.
Oh yeah. No, I thought Nick was gonna say something.
No, it was about Sean, so it can wait.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Nice, baby.
Tess is just gonna look at this man, assassin number 1, and she's just gonna go, listen, I know you just woke up. I'm sorry.
So you had a bad day.
$19 points of damage
Okay.
to assassin number 1. And you know, she's feeling real good. So she's just gonna go right in again. She's gonna miss though. So
All right.
she was feeling way too high off of that first hit. You know, she was like, I really got this, and it just kind of just a little too short. But, you know, she's got the time. She's got the man right in front of her. She may as well go in for a 3rd swipe. And yeah, just right by the hair of the head. So she's gonna look over at Sanad and just go, "Hey, you want to help redeem me a little bit?"
I gave you some guidance. Perhaps if I had any left, you'd be the target. But I don't know. Get good. Let's see. Do I kind of get the sense that Elenil is like rearing back to? Because like he just got the
he
shit
just got
kicked out of him,
gacked.
like pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I have a thing for this, but if you attack somebody, it ends.
Right. I attack anybody or that target.
Let's see. If you use a hostile action.
Okay. There is a chance I might, but if you cast it, that will probably change what I do.
Okay. Just because I'm looking at my health and I'm like, well, I would be unconscious on the ground dying. So you probably are not feeling so great. I don't know. Do you think you got this?
I am hurting. We'll just say that.
All right. I think it would be in character too. So Sanad, you know, seeing Elenil just get shanked so badly.
On a
So
scale
what's
of
that,
1 to
25?
42, I'm an 8.
Okay, so not great.
If there were an arbitrary number system that we could assign to this, it'd be about there.
Well, Sanad sees Elenil just get absolutely gacked, and he just furrows his brow and sprints forward. And then when he does, he like says something in Elvish, like, let's see. And does a sign and says something in Elvish, an incantation, and I cast Sanctuary on Elenil. So any creature attempting to attack him will have to make a will save each time.
Okay. But that means he essentially can't attack them on his turn.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yep.
All right. Well, let me know what it is you do want to do then.
Well, since I had Sanctuary cast on me, I am going to take a step back, pull out a potion, and drink it.
All righty.
This will be a lesser elixir of life. 14 points of Healy goodness back at least, and that's my turn.
All right.
And I have moved away from that assassin.
So assassin number 1 is going to attempt to move to there. But I believe it's going to provoke from Tess. So if you want to take an attack of opportunity.
I would love that. And that is going to hit.
Okay.
It's not a crit, though.
Okay.
For 14 points of damage.
But that is going to be enough
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
to make him go away.
Excellent.
And with that,
Yeah.
assassin number 3 is going to do everything he can to run for his life. As he just looks at you guys and turns and runs away very, very fast. So we're going to long story short that. And he seems to have no desire to take you guys on anymore and just simply wants to get the hell out of here with his life intact. Apparently assassin number 2 was the wise one.
Tess is going to yell out at him. Wow, what a baby. How dare you start a fight with us and then leave?
He doesn't even hear your taunting because he's running too fast.
I say, yeah, what she said as I hide behind you.
So that's a little bit of a long story short, so we don't have to roll out anything or go through a super annoying chasing, which I suck at anyway. But you guys have defeated the assassins, and you can take a few moments to rest, get yourself a snack, get yourself some refreshments. And that sounds like a great idea. So why don't we do the same? We're going to take a quick commercial break here. We'll be back in 10 minutes, everybody, for the other half of tonight's adventure. So hope you all come back and join us, and see you after the commercial.
Has this ever happened to you? You bought any potions?
With what gold?
Then I guess we just die. No! This doesn't have to be you. Come on down to Crookshank's Emporium. Prices so low you think I was crazy. And the selection here is second to none.
Hey folks, with this upcoming election for the hamlet of Teeterdan, I want to introduce myself. I'm the Dragon Gornax, and if you vote for Ron Derling for mayor, I will literally burn your village down. Oh, I'm not kidding. Ron is a complete and utter moron. And to make sure that idiot doesn't ruin your town, Darkhelm, the ruler of evil, has paid me to burn your town down if he wins. He's that focused on keeping Teeterdan safe. Now that's dedication.
Actually, I just hate that guy.
And for what you're paying me, I do too. So remember, folks, vote yes to Dark Elm and fiscal responsibility, and vote no for Ron and your children burning.
This ad paid for by the Association of Dark Elm for Mayor, Inc.
Hell yeah, I approve this ad.
Yes, sir. What can I get you to drink?
Moose knuckle.
Well, I'll have what that inebriated dwarf is having.
Whiskey on a turtle moonlit Tuesday.
I'll have what that babbling simpleton is having.
I'm a snorkel blibbin flar.
I'll have what that piss-stained dwarf is having.
McGinty's Dwarven Whiskey for the finer things in life.
Moose bullocks.
Listen, Ron Durling here. I wanted to clear up the recent rumors about a certain dark lord running for mayor and threatening to burn down the town. These are scare tactics and rumors. It's fake news. There's no dragon. No one is going to burn down the town. Everyone needs to remain calm and focus on the coming election. Teeterdan is a growing community that needs to invest in itself and can do it in a fiscally responsible manner. We need to focus on growing our town, not living in fear or cowards who use fear tactics. If there really is a Darkhelm, then he will be more than happy to meet me at the town square in 3 days and have a public debate. I want to thank you all for your support.
This message brought to you by the Hearth and Home Fire Insurance.
I hereby call this meeting of the McGinty Stone Table to order.
My fellow dwarves, what if your fellow lad or lass sticks their finger in your bottle of McGinty's when bringing it to your table from the bar?
What's the big deal?
I don't want your stinky finger in my McGinty's.
How are you supposed to get all those McGinty's back to the table then?
Make 2 trips if you have to, but if you poke it, you own it.
Aye, I propose you poke it, you own it, McGinty's law.
Oh, second to you poke it, you own it, McGinty's law.
That makes it official.
McGinty's law!
The refreshing, cool taste of McGinty's Dwarven Whiskey for the finer things in life.
Let me ask you, have your thieves' tools ever let you down? When time is critical and success your only option, don't trust your life with questionable tools. Instead, plan your success with a brand you can trust. Accept nothing less than Masterwork. From the strongest steel alloys, Masterwork tools are twice as strong, but only half the weight. With every tool smithed to exact specifications, you can work with the confidence of a cool-headed seasoned professional. Because you know that Masterwork never fails. So visit Crookshanks and pick up the last set of tools you'll ever need. Masterwork Tools, the strength to do it all.
Deep below the tallest mountains, inside the caves of McGinty's, thousands of barrels lay silent, but that does not mean they lay idle. In fact, inside each and every McGinty's barrel, the whiskey is aging, building a fuller, smoother flavor that only comes from being aged for 4 long years. Luxury comes from the inside. McGinty's Dwarven Whiskey for the finer things.
Hello, good people at Teeterdan. I'm your mayor, Abner Jagforth. I'm a little confused about all this election talk. Under the original town charter, mayor is a position for life. And seeing as I'm not dead, well, this is all just silly. There's no need for dragons or dark hats or Ron Durling. I'm still your Hey, who are you supposed to be?
Nah! Darkhelm here, just to clear this up. There's definitely a new need for a mayor now, and I accept your call for a debate, Ron Durling. You fool! You've fallen into my trap!
Crikey. Welcome to another edition of Gob Hunter. Today, we're in the highlands of Hysteria, hunting the elusive Red Crest Raider. These goblins are rare because they don't procreate as fast as other goblin tribes, and only accept the strongest into their clan. Boy, he's a beaut. He appears to be staring at something. He must have found something shiny. Oh, he's going at it something vigorously. Must have found some sort of treasure. Yes. Yeah, he's found... he's found himself, apparently. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Keep sending.
No, this is wrong.
Do it.
The Gob Hunter will be right back. Hey folks, we're here with special post-debate coverage from Teeterdam.
Certainly an exciting night.
I'll say, Ron Derling really had some good points.
Of course, Darkhelm did have a dragon.
Which promptly ate both candidates and is by unanimous declaration the new mayor of Teeterdam.
His 12-point economic plan was absolutely astounding.
And his threat to burn everyone alive really clinched it.
You heard it here first, folks. Gornax is the new mayor for life of... Wait. We have late-breaking bulletin. It appears Gornax has declared himself king of Teeterdam.
Can he do that?
Well, I sure as hell can't stop him. From all of us here at TD1, good night, and please send help.
Anyone know what this potion is?
No, I don't know.
No idea.
Well, only one way to find out. Oh, God. Poison.
What do we do?
Quick, give him a McGinty's.
McGinty's, never a bad decision.
You know, we should really label these potions.
All right, welcome back, Vault Dwellers. We are ready for the second half of tonight's adventure after they, quite soundly beat up some assassins who, quite frankly, may not have been expecting quite so much resistance.
Richard, I was listening to the commercials over break, and we weren't that far away. What is the political situation in Teeterdam these days?
Interestingly enough, I've started writing an adventure set in Teeterdam, kind of around that whole same idea. I say that because I've been writing way too many adventures and not finishing enough of them recently. But that was kind of the idea, is that if the dragon becomes mayor of Teeterdam in such a hostile manner, but what if everybody actually likes him?
Huh.
I mean,
come save the dragon from the princess, maybe.
Well, he's one of the few people that Ardisport can't easily bully.
Is that beer, Ethan?
Yes.
I'm sorry. He just brought out this giant mug of beer.
Yeah,
refreshing.
Liquor.
Yeah.
So
there we go. Another public house.
I finished my scotch, so I had to go back to something else. But I do have my lovely Ghost Bear mug for anybody who understands that reference, and then my Shadowrun mug, which if anybody hasn't caught on, that Shadows of Ardisport is clearly an homage to Shadowrun, which for many years was my favorite game system, set up in very much that same fashion. So you guys took a few moments to rest, relax, do a little healing up. We don't need to get into the details because, healing is just, quite frankly, very boring.
You could frag off, Chummer, for all that damage.
That is pretty much everything that Sean knows about Shadowrun.
Yeah, that's literally it. I mean, I played a troll once in a LARP, and that's all. Those are all my lines.
I would like to commend Sean on his bravery for admitting he was in a LARP.
Richard, it was a long time ago. I was young.
Yes.
Young and impressionable.
That's right.
Yeah. It's okay. We get it. We go through phases.
Yeah. Remember, three of us I know did the Living Greyhawk interactive LARP at one point.
Yeah, good times. Those Living City ones even before that were good times.
It's a long time ago.
If you ever actually want to get back into LARP, I have a friend who does the
Cut the mic.
No. They do live steel, like the live steel battling at the Ren fairs and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah,
actually, I believe that The KC Renfest just started, didn't it?
I believe so.
It was either just started or it just finished up last weekend.
Yeah, I forget for anybody in the area. I need to look at that. We used to go and have been a few years and should probably consider going back. But right now, the only destination in mind for everybody here is the city of Ardisport, as our bodyguards continue to escort Nicola Pateric and his small caravan back to the city. So you guys head up the main road here, going through South Shire. You guys are probably somewhere in, say, about that area, winding your way through. When you start to pass by a little stream. Move that map over here a little bit.
The map.
Give it just a little bit to adjust, because apparently it needs to. And there you guys are, right here. No big deal. Just going along a little stream. No particular reason. You don't notice the grid lines beneath your feet, so nobody has any reason to be alarmed.
It looks perfectly normal.
Yeah, of course.
I walk like the grid lines on the floor are there all the time. What do you mean?
I like the way Ashley thinks.
They're everywhere.
Sorry, I am fixing Roll20 because, again, I am terrible at Roll20. I really need to get better at this. But just then, coming out of the stream, you see two lizard-looking creatures. They crawl right out of the water as you guys approach, and, for no particular reason, let's go ahead and hop into initiative. And I believe Slake is first again, as you see these guys crawl out with swords.
Yeah,
Slake.
What I really ought to do is just once again stick my dick out in the wind and put myself in a terrible position. Dang it, Richard! Like that one couldn't have been one effing square closer. Literally, really. Look at this.
Aww.
70. I got 70 feet of movement on two. You're killing me.
Not yet, but it is my plan.
Yeah, I got that. Okay, well, shit. And I haven't been rolling stealth, so I can't claim that I was that they're flat-footed to me because it's the first round of combat. So, well, okay, I'm sorry. I'm thinking. At least for no particular reason, it seems they will go later than me, and that maybe I'll get some backup from my new favorite party members. I mean, screw the elves. I'm telling you, man, it's the half-orc that's got it down. Remembering that the half-orc's got 50 feet of movement, and so we'll probably wind up. Well, she won't be able to get an attack, so
that's me.
What's that? That's mean?
That's Sanad. Somehow Sanad's in front of everybody.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Which I disagree with. Generally.
Okay, sorry. So I'm figuring somewhere around in here. I'm going to move up to this. Whoops, got to get myself again. Sorry. This is all exciting to watch me move characters and make measurements. And
Sean, you can make blundering around Roll20 look good. I'm just saying.
I'm pretty great. Yeah, okay. And from here, 50 feet. Good Lord, dude. It's not even worth a dagger. Okay, so I'm going to move to there, assuming I'm going to get some backup from Tess. You know what? I can't even do that because that's... how much of a movement was that? I'm sorry. I'll get to here. I move to here, stop here, ready in action that if either of those guys close to within striking distance, I will try to gack them with my rapier.
All right. You are primed for gackage.
And then I look at my companions. In particular, my gaze drifts over to Elenil as if to say, hey, buddy, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to move to here to start with. And then I'm going to fire a ray of frost right over your shoulder. At this first one.
Yeah, don't crit fail on that.
Well, you know what? No, I just might. I choose to crit fail.
Richard.
I didn't do it.
Don't let him do it.
All right. So that's a hit. It's a 25 on the roll. So he takes normal damage. which is currently 2d4 plus 2. If I can grab my d4s. And that would be minimum damage, so 4 points of damage.
Okay, and that was on number 1?
Number 1, yep.
Got it.
And then it is Tessa's turn. Maybe she'll move up next to Spike.
Tess is going to definitely take that first, like the 50 points of movement. But what I'm wondering is that's not Tess. That's a knob. But I'm trying to think, would it not be... Can someone move me the 50 feet forward?
Yeah, I got you right here. Right next to Slate.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then she has another 25 feet that she can move forward, and she's just going to go ahead and do that for her third action. Just assuming swords out, like we're already ready, like I'm just going to be right there. Yeah. Yeah. And she's just going to go and look over at the two lizards, just wondering what's going to happen. What's their move, you know?
Well, that is a good question. So, lizard number 1 is going to... Is he going to move up to you? Yeah, he'll move up to you. And just out of curiosity, how far away is everybody? 40... Oh, it's 55, so he's good. So lizard number 1 runs up to Tess. And he's right next to you, and you get a very good view of this lizard. You kind of all get a better view, because for the first time, you know, they first crawl out of the river, they kind of slank out, you know, very, not necessarily stealthily, but along the ground. Clearly, they're trying to not be noticed. But now they rear up on their back feet, and this one comes charging at you and, you know, brings its shoulders back. And you realize just how big this thing is. It's big, especially for what looks like a lizard folk, but you've never seen a lizard folk that looks like this. He's clearly on steroids or all jacked up on something. Perhaps, you know, if you get around to it, maybe some checks would give you some more insight to that. But he's definitely very scary. It beats its chest and pulls out this very large axe and makes those kind of like animal gestures, you know, where it puffs itself up, makes itself look very scary, and makes a demoralize attempt against everybody in 60 feet, which I believe is going to be everybody here. So that is...
Thank God Zills isn't here.
So that is going to be a 26 for everybody there.
That's a Will DC versus Will DC, if I remember
yes,
right.
it's your Will DC.
Versus Will?
So 10 plus your will save.
Mm-hmm.
That would succeed. Mine's only 20.
That's a success.
My best save too.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
I got to show you all this. I'm not sure you can see this, but one I think it was Christmas. Brad gave us like some D20s, and the 20 on this one. When you roll it, which I just did, says this is what it says if you roll a 1. So
if you fail to save, you're frightened 1.
So I need to roll a save, correct? Just
no,
sure.
it's just your will save plus 10, and you compare that to the 26.
Okay, yeah, no. Then we're frightened 1.
You are frightened 1, yes. And then he is going to make an attack on Tess right here for his third action. That's a nat 1, so he's going to miss. He was so pleased with himself with his preening and beating that he doesn't get anything accomplished there.
Been there, done that, man. I get it.
So the second one is going to charge forward in a powerful action. which may or may not add to its damage, assuming that it hits, and make an attack on you. Ooh, that is way better. That is, yeah, that's not going to be enough to crit you, though, but it's pretty close.
Yay. As long as it's not a crit.
But I do get that extra lovely dice of damage here from that. So let's see. That is 20 points of damage.
Okay.
And then his third action, that might actually hit again. 5, 7, 9, 25. Yeah, that is going to hit again here. But that one is going to be less damage because he doesn't get any bonus stuff on that. So 11 damage. And that's all they got. That is both of them. So Synod, I believe it's all up to you. They move forward, pull out their axes, scare you guys to death, and then took a couple hunks out of Tess.
Yeah. So with that bestial roar, Synod, for a second, almost the fear doesn't take hold, and then that second one just comes up and pummels Tess, and Synod sort of takes a step back in fright, and then regains some of his composure. And let's see, gonna move up to about 30 feet away from both Tess and that lizard guy for one action. Just sort of lock eyes and cast the evil eye cantrip. Sort of cock his head. You can play that game, beastie. And he's going to need to make a will save.
All right. Let's see how well he does on that.
DC 19 now, since I am frightened.
I rolled pretty well, so it's not quite a crit success, but it is definitely a success.
All right. Well, the target is unaffected, so you hate to see it. Oh, all right. Oh, and then for one more action, I'm going to cast Guidance again on Tess, and this time in Orcish. I'm going to say, you're not out of the fight yet. Gromic, I guess it would be in this setting. It's essentially Orcish. And then and after that, just look over at Slake. You're like, what are you waiting for? Get in there.
Slake is currently assessing the half-orc to see whether she might need some emergency medicine. But if not, he's going to go try to gack an orc or gack a lizard person.
I mean, she definitely needs help. I don't know about medicine yet. But she will definitely need some help with these lizard people.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, you know what? If I have a choice of healing or killing, I like the killing. So I'm going to go ahead and move. And assuming that this square right here, where there's just a tiny little bit of bush, that doesn't require double movement, then I am able to actually get all the way up here exactly into flank, hopefully without provoking an attack of opportunity. I glance at the judge. Huh?
You know what? I am a kind and benevolent judge. So I'll allow it. And
you said you are?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I'm sorry. Were you questioning that?
No, not at all. I was reinforcing the idea. I don't know what you heard.
I misunderstood there.
Yeah.
You're all good there. There does not seem to be any attack of opportunity happening.
Well, that slimy scaled freak appears to be in flank, so I'm going to make an attack on him. You know what? That is the second D20 roll in a row with that. Yeah, that's a crit, my friends. He's in flank, and this is deadly. So that, my friend, is going to be 6d6 plus a d8. So let's see how that goes.
And apparently we're being dive bombed somewhere. Like, I don't...
Yeah, not sure.
No idea.
And then the d8. All right. Actually, we're looking good. All right, Richard, give me a moment to add up. There's so many dice to add up here. It's just taking me a moment. I hope you understand. Damn. Actually, you know what? I got to be honest. I am real happy with that roll. That's 29 before I add double my dexterity. So that's 37 points of damage. Wait, did I say 29? Sorry, folks, adding is hard. 29, 27. Sorry, 37. Goddamn, 37 effing points of damage.
Final answer?
Yes.
I am just glad that Sean is not in any way responsible for the education of our youths.
I teach communications classes, so there's a.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't have to do math there.
No,
not in those level of classes. No, so we're good. Yeah, 37. I assume he's still standing, right?
He is still standing, but that was definitely noticeable. You've made a new friend.
Well, that's great. You know what? I'm gonna share my friendship with him for one more round, and gonna miss him like nobody's business on that second turn.
Okay. And I believe we go to Elenil.
Yep. Let's see here.
That's assuming nobody gave me a lovely guidance or anything, right?
No, they don't help Slake out.
Yeah.
No.
F that guy.
All right.
Fuck's
Probably
yeah.
gonna regret this, but it's gonna take 2 moves to get to there. And I guess I'll just try to hit him normally. And that, my friend, is a natural 20.
Oh, they're flying now.
Oh,
that's a 29 total. So, all right. So this awesome 2d6 plus 3 double. 22 points of damage.
You guys are definitely doing some work here.
I'm gonna make that lethal damage because I can.
Because I can.
I mean, if you were gonna make it non-lethal, I'd have to ask why.
Because once again, I don't know how much we've mentioned it, but the Magus is punching people.
Yes, the Magus just went up and punched somebody. And let's see. So move to attack. Yep. All right. Tess, time for you to finish him off.
All right. And you were hitting lizard number 1 or 2?
Mm-hmm.
1.
1.
Perfect.
That's the only one I can reach from there.
Yep.
All right. So Tess is kind of considering, she's like, do I go for the one that's already wounded, or do I go for the other one who has quite literally taken a chunk out of me? And the way I see it, right, is Tess would probably be more pissed off at lizard number 2. So she's going to take a swipe at lizard number 2. All right. And that is not a crit, but it is a hit. For 12 points of damage.
All right. What else you got? Is that it? He seems
no, I still have
unimpressed.
2 more actions. So she's going to turn over to lizard number 1. Just because she's like, I may as well just hit them both. I've got them right there. Oh, and lizard number 1 is a crit.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh.
Oh, man.
So, anyway.
Oh.
That's the 3rd crit on lizard number 1. This is.
So that is 23 points of damage against on lizard number 1.
You'll love to see it.
That stream was cool. There were plenty of bugs to eat. He was like, this is great.
Should have just stayed in there.
He could have just been licking his own eyeballs on a rock in the river. And now.
He could have just been vibing it out, eating fish as they come, and instead he's here.
Lizard number 1 is definitely bleeding profusely, which allows you to notice that the blood seems weird. it's a odd color. It's half coagulated and maybe slightly congealed. It almost seems mildly acidic in some manner. It's definitely weird, the blood that this thing is bleeding. But surprisingly, it is not yet down. You guys have hacked away hunks of it, and it still seems to be roaring and ready to go.
All right. Well, Tess still has one more action left, so she's just going to go in for another time at that lizard number 1. All right. And that is going to hit, but it's not a crit. For another 11 points of damage.
Whew, okay. That is, lizard number 1. Wow, you guys have really done some damage there, but it is not quite enough to take it down, but it definitely doesn't have much left in it. You can tell that there's, the blood is pouring out rapidly. So, what am I going to do here? Lizard number 2 will join the flank conga line and take a pair of swipes at Tess.
Damn.
That's actually both going to miss. I rolled really poorly on the first one. Then, yeah, and the second one probably would have been a hit, but with the negatives, I'm just going to miss by 1 on that. Yeah, I am.
Wow.
That was fortunate.
That was.
Yeah. However, yeah, there's nothing else that's fun bullshit. So, lizard number 1, who is not ready to go down yet and seems to be using the last bit of its energy to make swipes at you, is going to make 1 at Tess, 1 at Slake, and then the third one on Tess again. So here goes. The first 2.
Rogue bullshit.
There goes the rogue bullshit. I am going to hit on Tess. And what is that? We're going to be
All right, bring it on.
and if he in fact uses nimble dodge, then I will miss.
Oh yeah.
But you will have to use it to get me to miss.
Oh no, I feel good about getting you to miss. It's all good.
All right. So Tess, that is 13 damage. And then the Hail Mary on Tess is, that's a pretty good roll. So that's going to be a 19. Yeah, I'm going to fall 1 short with the flank. It's a 19, and Tess drops down to a 20 with the flank, but I'm going to miss by 1. That's twice that I missed by 1 there. And that seems to be all that they've got.
Not
not a bad round.
Yeah, I was hoping to do a little better than that, and so were they. But Sanad, I guess we see if you can do some more damage here, and maybe end this quicker than they hoped for.
Yeah, no, he sees that like flurry of misses, and no longer frightened. It sort of calms his nerves in a way to see these lizard men just flail helplessly whilst also getting nearly bisected. So let's see here. For 2 actions, let's go ahead and on lizard number 1. We're going to go ahead and cast telekinetic projectile. There's a few river stones lying on a pebbly beach of the river, and he kind of points his finger at it, says some kind of strange incantation, and with a flick of his wrist, it sails towards the lizard man. And that is a 27. Not quite a crit. Damn good roll. I'd pretty well have to roll a nat 20 to crit them, I guess, but let's see. So that is going to be 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
And that is enough to finally get them to go down.
There we go.
Yeah.
Woo! Bless.
Hell yes.
So number 1 drops.
Got one on the board, baby. And then the other one, again, I'll cast Evil Eye on this one. And almost as I do it, mimic the one I just killed that frightened us so badly before. And he'll need to make a will save, DC 20.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that there's the die roll.
Oh, geez.
Well.
So that is exactly a crit success then.
All right, well. Nothing more special happened, but he's not frightened. So. But it would have been pretty cool if he was.
Be a whole lot cooler if you did.
And then I'll look over at Slake. Go ahead.
Yeah. Slake is busy counting squares here. Richard, is this a tree or is that a bush?
We're going to say it's a tree.
So one could walk underneath it, like, for example, to get to this spot?
I'm going to go ahead and call those squares difficult terrain because there's enough brush underneath of them. So this square here is difficult terrain, the one that in the middle of that ping, but not that one and not this one here.
Okay. I still think I can do this, though. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, look! 5, 6, 7, because an additional one for the difficult terrain in addition to the second diagonal. So one move gets me there. Oh, look, I appear to be in flank with my good friend Eleanor, and I'm going to try to stick this one. I'm thinking the kidneys this time around. Kidneys? I feel good about kidneys.
Does this thing even have kidneys?
Now that's a pretty good strike. In flank, I'm at a 28, and he's a 20, right? So that gets him down to 18, and then that's a crit, yes?
That is a crit.
It does seem like your math works there.
Well, you know what? Suddenly I'm real fucking good at math, so life is good. So that's going to be 66 again plus a D8. So, oh, God, what a beautiful sound. All right, now 2 1s there, so everybody can bite my crank. That sucks. All right, so adding up that damage, going to be a little quicker this time. That's 22 plus the 8. 30 on the dot for that first attack. And going to make a second one because I'm feeling saucy.
So that was 30 damage?
Yep.
Okay.
Second attack. Going to miss him with that second attack. Ah, crap. Even in the flank, I'm at 19. I need 20. So, yeah, just double checking my numbers there. Yep. I miss. So missed by 1. That's a bummer. Okay, done. But what I'm saying to myself is, at this point, I've lost track of the initiative. God damn it!
It's Eleanor next.
Yeah, it's Eleanor. My good flank buddy Eleanor.
Your good friend that you don't ever remember is after you.
Well, damn it! I was looking for the list. God damn it! It's your turn.
All right. Well, he is flanked. Let's go ahead and just try this. We're going to spell strike. And you see his hand crackle with electricity.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens here. Of course. That's a miss. And you know what? We'll go ahead and go into an arcane cascade. And use my 2nd level shocking grabs and fucking missed. Okay, Tess, your turn.
Language is getting saucy around here these days.
All right, so Tess is gonna go in with her sword just straight for the lizard, just straight for him. You know, she's still not the happiest with them. Okay, so that's going to hit. It's not a crit, but it's going to hit. It was close. It was like 1 away.
I mean, at this point, you guys might as well. I mean,
All right, so that is. I'm sorry. Let me get to my calculator because I'm really worried. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like the two of the it's the easiest things that okay, so it is 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. Okay, I got it.
All right. She's gonna go ahead and make another swipe. And he's in flank, so instead of the 20, it's 18, right? To hit.
Not for you.
Okay.
You are not in flank.
Okay. Wanted to clarify that.
Yep. Fifth edition,
sorry.
yeah. Fifth edition, yes, you would have been in flank.
I couldn't have made it. I couldn't make it one more over. I ran out of movement.
No, you're good. I just wanted to clarify that. So it is going to just miss, but that's okay. She's not disheartened by it. She's going to go ahead, I think, and put up her shield though, as her last action.
All right, that might prove to be wise. As you see this lizard take this great axe, and it chokes up on the haft and goes in for a swing and makes a swipe of some sort as he spins around and makes an attack at all three of the people next to it. We're going to go Tess, Elenil, and Slake in that order.
Hey, guess what?
Yes, I see that.
It's in 3D.
So that's going to hit Tess, even with the shield raised. We are going to team. I'm at 22 with Elenil, so I think that's going to hit no matter what there. And with Slake, I am. What am I at here? I am also exactly at a 20. No, it's a 23. So
well,
I think
because of nimble dodge, I'm 24.
That is correct. So it's going to be just enough to miss with that nimble dodge out of the way.
Well,
but
bullshit.
I do get Tess and Elenil. So Tess is 16 damage, and Elenil is 11 damage.
Yeah, Tess isn't looking good.
But unfortunately, that is all of its actions. So as it makes a big, giant sweep around, almost like a whirlwind of some sort, gets a swipe at all of you and almost hits you all, but Slake just nimbly dodges out of the way. There, it's Slake by the lake. Here today on the Adventurers Vault.
Trying to kill a drake.
Fighting a snake?
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Or is he awake?
Well, I'm pretty heavily medicated, so I'm a little bit not awake all the time. So
You're flaking out?
yeah. Oh, okay. And is a
He's
flake.
quite the flake, for goodness sake.
Hey,
Hey, Sanad, why don't you go before we run out of words that rhyme?
Why
with
don't
lake?
I? So, seeing this lizard fellow spin on his heels with that axe out, kind of takes the opportunity to try and catch him off balance. And as he kind of leans his shoulder down, ducks in, draws a dagger, and he's going to go in for an attack and try and stab him. Oh, it's not great. Yeah, it's only a 15 against flank, so no dice. It's too
all right,
slippery.
So now you're trying your best.
Listen, I already killed one.
Exactly, you know?
And I take a swipe, like glances off the scales, and I pat Slake on the shoulder, and I'm like, go on. Take him out.
Indeed. All right, let's give this a shot. I'm going to go ahead and make the first attack. see what we can do about his. Well, it's just going to hit, not a crit. So standard damage. Roll that. I got to re-roll one of those because it popped out in a weird place. 9 plus. So only 13 on that first attack. Going to roll again. Second one's going to miss him. For the third one, I'm going to do battle medicine on our severely injured fighter there. Gosh, I would love to make a shot at, trying to give you the good battle medicine at.
Don't you have to be next to her to do battle medicine?
Oh, wait, you know what? You're right. I'm not next to her. Okay, well, shit.
That's okay.
Right. I could try to do it next round, but then that would involve stepping out of flank. How bad's he looking, Richard? Do we think we are...
He's bleeding a lot of that really terrible ooey gooey acidy blood.
Okay. Well, I'm going to hope that one of my companions can take him out. And if necessary, next round, I will move to Tess to administer some battle medicine. So instead, I'm going to do a aid another action on this creature to try to give Tess a +2 on her next attack. So
okay.
I believe that it'll take my attack penalty to do this, since that's what I'm trying to do.
Yep.
So we'll see. But I know what the DC is on that. I'm sure I missed it.
20.
Is it 20 for the aid another?
Pretty much any aid another is 20 unless Rich decides it's something different.
Yeah. So I make some distracting motions with my rapier, and you know what? I do not succeed in making him look my way.
You didn't crit fail, did you?
No, I didn't crit fail.
Okay.
But that's it. I'm sorry. Yes. So now I glance towards Elenil as if to say, it's all about you, brother.
Right. Okay. Well, I am going to take an action to recharge the spell strike. And yeah, let's try this. This will be something different. So before you saw a snowball, you've also seen lightning in his hand. This time his hand turns kind of almost black, like it's frostbitten. And he will punch out with that hand to try and hit this creature. Let's say 25 to hit, so that will hit. 25 to hit. So he actually needs to make a fortitude save, as that spell that was cast is Chill Touch.
Ooh.
So he will take the normal damage. 6, 9, 10, I think it was. Make sure I get that right. Yeah, 10 bludgeoning damage from the punch. And then the fortitude save. DC is 18.
18, all right. I've got a 20 on my fort save. Fort's his best save.
Yeah, I figured as much. Does he take
Saves
half
are the
damage?
best saves when Rich rolls for them.
Yep. Let's see.
It's the best way to go.
So it's a basic fortitude save, so yes, he will take half damage. So
And what was that damage again?
So from the punch, it is 10. But he'll take half from the spell, so I rolled 8 on the spell, so 4. And that's negative damage.
Okay. All right, I've got the damage down. Is that your 3 actions?
That is my 3 actions. So, Tess.
All right. Well, Tess is she's not looking good. She's not feeling good. So what she's actually going to do is she's going to go ahead and drop her shield for 1 action.
Okay.
And then she's going to do battle medicine on herself. So specifically, I'm trying to read up on battle medicine and how it specifically works.
So I think I've got a pretty clear idea. Do you want me to kind of tell you?
Yeah, I would actually love that because I personally have never use
I mean,
battle
for the
medicine
listeners.
myself.
Yeah.
Now, Sean,
Yeah,
for the listeners
yeah.
and the viewers at home,
It-
please explain battles medicine. Not at all for Ashley, who
Yeah.
I'm certain is an expert on the
Knows-
rules.
Yeah.
Well,
I have it back my hands. Not so well.
to be fair about this, whenever I realized we were maybe going to need that, just a few minutes ago, I literally looked it up and read the rules. So it's like on my screen right now. That's the only reason that I remember how battle medicine works. So credit where credit is due. Thank you, Archives of Nethys. But yeah, basically the way it works is you get to use a one action in combat that allows you to do the treat wounds check. So make a medicine check to heal 2d8 hit points of damage. That's assuming you're just trained in it. If you happen to be an expert in medicine, you could attempt the DC 20 instead of DC 15 and heal 2d8 plus 10.
Okay, yeah. So basically, I just make a medicine.
Yep, make a medicine check. Try to roll a 15. If you roll a 15, you heal 2d8 points of damage.
Perfect. I will try that.
We won't say what happens when you crit fail.
Actually, a critical success. That's an at 20.
Ooh.
All right, so you get 4d8 instead.
That's nice.
I
Good
do.
time to do that.
I don't want to hear anything about cheaty dice for a while now, all of you crit loving people out there.
Hey, I failed my last attack, Rich. Come on.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, we didn't crit. How we suck so much.
So I do you want me to say how much I've healed myself?
Sure,
or
why
just-
not?
Okay, yeah. So I
rub it
healed
in.
myself with 21 points. So I gave myself back 21 points.
Nice.
So that's a good day. And I still have my sword in hand.
You do.
You still have one action.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right back in for that lizard.
You better. He's coming for you. He's got 4 targets if you don't take him out.
How close? How's the lizard looking? Actually,
I mean, he's had better days.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
And that is going to. Let me make sure my math is correct. Ugh. It was almost a crit. Almost a crit.
Damn it. So
Okay.
close.
Tess
It
is
was-
trying to
it
be the
really
big damn
was.
hero here.
She's the baddest bitch. For another 18 points of damage.
Nice.
That's a pretty solid hit for a regular hit there.
Yeah.
It
Math
is.
is hard.
It is. It's called I hit the 2 highest things on the die.
Max damage.
Nice.
Just managed it.
I'm running a little bit of Sean problem here. Okay. I've got the math down. Sorry.
I'm drawing
Math
aggro
is
tonight.
hard. Math is hard.
I'm just salty because my monsters are dying very quickly.
Good, good.
So
I'm sorry, we didn't mean to ruin it for you.
Yeah, I know. You're supposed to make it fun for the GM too. Jeez, guys.
No, I'm not familiar with that idea.
Like, go kill my monsters so fast. But he's going to get one more attack off. We're going to go Tess, Elenil, then Sanad and Slake. That is a hit on Tess. There's only 6, so 20 on Elenil.
20 hits me still.
That's going to get you either way. Okay. And then Sanad and Slake. That is a hit on Sanad, but I'm going to miss Slake. You won't even need your nimble dodge on that
Nope,
one.
in that case, I didn't use it. In case somebody else
That's a kind of a lousy roll there for me. So Tess, take 17 damage. Elenil, take 10 damage. And Synod take 16 damage.
Ooh.
And that's all 3 actions. So, Synod, I will allow you to retort.
Well, let's see here. Is he immune to that? Yeah, he's immune to evil eye for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care for that. He's not immune to intimidation. So, you know what? I'm going to attempt a demoralize check on him. It's a very dramatic spin in the dice tower. But that's only a 16.
That's not going to do it.
Probably doesn't quite do it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stab him again with the blade.
Make it with the stabby.
But, ooh, there you go. That's a 25. So that hits.
Oh, yeah.
And so, let's see. First of all, all right, it's only so 3 points of damage from the knife. But as that blade sinks in with a twist, the poison seeps out of it. The fang crafted into a dagger. And he's going to have to make a fort save.
Okay.
DC 21.
Oh, shit. I'm going to fail that. That's a pretty low number on that dice there. Man, that's his best save, and he just fucked that up.
Well, alrighty then. So a regular failure, I guess. He is going to take 1d8 of poison damage.
Does he take that right now?
If it says stage 1 and doesn't list a duration, it's a round. Because the poison should have a listing of how many rounds it lasts.
Max duration 4 rounds, stage 1, 1d8 poison damage, and enfeebled 1.
Yep. So that's immediate.
All right. Tell me how it goes.
So, as in...
That poison damage is enough to push him over the edge. The knife damage wasn't. The poison was. What does that look like?
So what, he had 1 health left then?
No, when he did the, yeah. Yep, no. That'd be right, yep. After the dagger damage, he had 1 left.
Yes!
Way to get that kill.
Oh, man.
Woo, you got 2 on the board!
Damn right. So he looks at this lizard guy, and Synod recalls, like the desert creatures, the predators out in the dusty sands, and in his mind's eye he sees the great serpents striking down at him, taking the blow and returning it, and he does that as the axe crosses his shoulder. He follows back through as the lizard man swings wide, and he catches him, twists the blade, and the poison, you see his veins turn black. And that acidic blood turns kind of Icarus. And he drops to 1 knee and then another and then falls back on his back. Synod just brings the knife down and slits the throat.
No.
That's poetry, man.
Finish him.
Woo!
Beautiful.
Thank you. Honestly,
Very nice.
Iconic.
And you guys are left at the side of this little stream with a couple dead lizard people. I don't know if you guys kind of want to look into that or not.
Yeah. So what kind of check are we looking for on this?
We can do what I'm looking for is medicine and arcana and crafting are the 3 that will give you the most information.
All right, so
I have Lord Desert.
Arcana is my best, so we'll start with that one.
Would occultism give me anything, or?
Not in this situation. It's going to be specifically arcana.
Fair enough.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I can make a medicine check too on that blood. While you're.
How about we'll go from left to right and start with Elenil, and let me know what your check is going to be.
I thought you were going to say medicine check on me.
Yeah.
Slashed across the collarbone, but that's good too.
Yep. No, that's an Arcana check for 18. Or sorry, 16.
Okay. Sanad, do you have one of those checks you want to make?
I mean, I can roll Arcana as well. I'm not.
Yeah, go for it.
Terrible at that. That's a 15.
Okay.
So.
And Tess, she's going to make that medicine check, I think you said?
I did, yeah.
Let's go for it.
Of healing, brain.
And that is going to be a 27.
Damn.
That's pretty good.
Damn.
And Slake, what are you attempting over there?
Well, I bow to the superior medicine skills of the half-orc giantess, and I rolled only a 17 on my medicine check.
All right, so you guys are stooping over these bodies, kind of checking them out. And Elenil, you notice that blood is slightly acidic. And you're pretty certain that this is something that was used with arcane magic. This is not natural. They were altered in some fashion, and you're certain that it's arcane.
Okay.
Sanad, you agree with his assessment. However, you also notice that this slightly acidic blood is probably going to be fatal. These things were not going to live a long time, maybe even only days.
Ooh.
Tess, you really are certain of a few things as you look over these critters. These are probably normal lizard folk at one point in time. Something has altered their bodies, and not just magically. Something, something transmogrification. Is that a word? Did I just make up a word?
Transmutation.
Yes, transmogrify. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you very much, Nick. I think I
just pulled that back out of my ass.
Yeah, I just threw syllables together and hoped that it resembled something. It's like searching something in Google and just hoping you get close enough that Google knows what the hell you meant.
You mean like the songs that you Google after hearing them? You're like, oh, wait, what's that?
Pretty much. So something has altered this both magically. You agree with that assessment as well. But you sense something more of an alchemical nature. Like perhaps something worked on them from the inside as well. Something modified them in many ways. You can see the effects it's had on all areas of their bodies.
Like, is there scarring on the bodies from it?
Not necessarily scarring per se, but you can see more like stretch marks where they've bulked up, they've hulked out, so to speak.
Oh.
And Slake, you're pretty certain that this made them not impervious to damage, but they definitely were able to hold themselves together longer. They didn't undergo the effects of loss of blood quite so quickly as a normal critter might have. So putting your heads together, this is the assessment you guys come up with.
And
so
I
basically
agree.
They were on steroids.
It's almost the kind of thing that something like a guild that deals with alchemical items or potions or something might be able to come up with. It's weird.
I'm sure you're on the wrong path. I'm sure what you're saying.
We can always just take a vial and scrape some stuff into it. And,
I think a wizard did it.
Maybe talk to was it Nicola?
Yeah. The carts are fairly close behind, so they come pulling out and like, what in the hell are those nasty critters? I'd never seen them before.
That's a good question. We were wondering if you could help us figure this out, and I'll hand him the vial of stuff.
He takes a look. He rolls the dice, and he's kind of like, yeah, definitely lizard folk that have been altered. You guys got that part right. That's for certain.
Okay, I have a question.
What's that?
We've mentioned Asmodeus in here previously, like during this stream, correct?
Yeah, he swore. He made an Asmodeus swear, but that's about it.
Okay. So is it possible for me to do like a perception or some type of check to see if it's possible that like the they have anything to do with it.
We're laughing. Ethan's almost got that giant mug down.
I know.
Working on it.
I've been watching him the entire stream, like the entire since you got there.
It's like
chug.
I'm waiting for the barbaric belch that's going to come up at some point. Oh, he's going for it.
Oh, wow.
He's doing
I was joking.
Go Ethan.
Careful, he's got the night shift at the
Hey,
factory after this.
Okay.
Ethan, you know what happens when Ashley bullies you into drinking. Don't do this again.
How quickly we forget.
There he goes.
Actually,
It's all
you'd be
gone
really
now.
proud of me. I went to a house party last night, and I did not almost kill anybody.
That's good.
An improvement for you, I guess.
Well, not really. I mean, I was drinking straight out of the bottle, but it's fine.
Well,
she worked on herself, but no one else. Tell you what, I'm going to give Tessa a freebie on this one, and there is no indication that anything, say, religion was involved in any way. As a matter of fact, you're pretty certain that the angle that this was some sort of blend of alchemical reagents and arcane magic that enhanced these lizard folk into these almost feral, nasty creatures.
Just for a quick thing, then. So they were used specifically for assassination purposes. For this, they were not meant for longevity.
That's probably a reasonable assumption. I mean, Nicola will even mention that. He's like, I mean, make damn good assassins, really. They don't last long enough for anything else. But, hey, if you're trying to kill a halfling on the road, I guess these folks would get it done. I'm sure happy to have you fine crew along.
We're happy to have us along, too. For a few minutes, it didn't look like we were going to be along very long.
No, I had faith in you guys. Look at you. You're positively terrifying and efficient.
Yeah, you glance over at Tess, who's literally got, this bright red blood just splurting from various places.
Yeah, she should probably fix that. Take it. Let's take 5, everybody. Everybody take 5. Shawarma? Anybody want shawarma?
I would love some shawarma. Thank you.
I've got some bacon. How's that? It's like the Westerns. They always have bacon.
Well, also, he's a halfling. He's probably got a sack full of food right next to him. Isn't he hungry by now?
You look over and he's produced some food that he's munching on. Like what? What are you talking about? Hey,
a sandwich. He's got some vegetables. He's got wine.
How can you eat at a time like this?
How
can you
can't
not? It's stress eating. You do it all the time.
Yeah. You elves eat dandelions or something anyway, don't you?
Yes, but that doesn't mean that we eat them all the time, all day.
Dandelions are a delicacy, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. You know how hard it is to find dandelions in the desert? God.
Yeah.
Yep. Cactus for
You
us.
didn't think about that before you started talking shit.
Yeah. Don't worry, I've caught shit from elves for pretty much my whole life. That crawling all over a trash, I tell you. Them and the damn gnomes, they're everywhere. I mean, most of them are decent folks, but good lord, they prattle on all the time.
Yeah, speaking of which.
Yeah, you guys are nice and quiet for elves. I kind of like that.
Well, you and I share the same opinion of the elves of a trash, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, So, well, I'll tell you what, let's just go ahead and take a few minutes and we'll move on, which is pretty much going to bring us to a close today. You guys managed to handle those combats quite handily. Apparently, I need to maybe bump up the CR a little bit here on some of these.
No.
What do you think? Just double everything? That'll be fine, right?
I just think that I just had very lucky rolls today. I think this was a fluke. I don't think you have to do any of that extra stuff.
Ashley is like, double it. I'm out.
I'm out.
All of a sudden, we just start seeing elite dire lions.
Yeah.
Just everywhere.
I believe that's what Nick did to us, actually. Nick killed Sean and I with some dire lions and then some nightmares.
Nick's not here anymore. I don't know what you're talking about.
Still got PTSD from that.
It's the Phantom of the Opera is here.
Isn't that the living god? Isn't that Is that Razmir's?
It might be eventually.
Yeah,
that might be a plan with the paint job.
That's kind of cool.
I don't know what you're talking about though.
Mm-hmm.
I would never dress up like Razmir and show up to I don't know Gen Con dressed as him.
Oh, that'd be
and
cool.
Watch everybody go nuts, either trying to kill me or loving me.
That's what we got to do. Is all just get different outfits and show up as dressed as different gods and like the Pantheon walking through the hallways.
We'd all want to be Cade and Kayleen, though. See,
that's true.
I mean, well.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is going to wrap up the show for today. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I'd definitely like to thank the wonderful Ashley for filling in for Jake on such short notice. Kind of jumping in blind here, but you were fantastic to have around as always. We definitely appreciate that.
Thanks
I
for
agree.
joining us, Ashley.
We should all thank Comrade Ashley for joining us today.
She's not busy. All combats are winnable.
Just to be said, she's borrowing this PC and the room, so that's not hers. I do have questions as to why someone does have that on their wall, but for anybody in the comments, we do not condone.
I did ask. I was like, should I go ahead and just take it down? And I was told it's a good talking point, which
it is a good talking point or a bad one. There's no such thing as bad publicity. That's what we're going for here at the Adventurers Vault. That's our new motto.
You
should see our private motto was.
That's always been our motto. Day one, man.
You should see our private chat, though. It's all she's talking about is the proletariat or something. I mean, just
she's trying to recruit us into something. It seems like a cult. I don't know.
Gosh.
That's why she's going to make those occultism rolls.
Power to
people. Thank you for having me too. I appreciate the fact that like with the such short notice and the help that I definitely ended up needing because my browser crashed. It wasn't the whole computer because the mic and the headphones and everything still work. But I can't even like type back in our private chat at this point.
So I think it's just a safety measure. The PC that you've stolen in this house that you've apparently broken into. I'm sure it
was very easy. The door was unlocked. I just walked in.
The residents are probably tied up in the next room, knowing Ashley. She's been there all week, and they're finally out of food, so she's gonna have to move on.
Yeah, they have no more borscht. And
yes,
they're out of alcohol. I drink it all. I mean,
vodka's gone.
Not vodka, tequila.
Oh, tequila. But we definitely thank her for being on. Definitely thank the regular cast and crew for being here. Once again, check out Ashley on a Mountain Tale over on any places you can find our normal podcast.
Spicy.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff happening right now. I know what's coming up, and there is some very interesting episodes happening. I can't wait for everybody to hear some of those. Ashley knows what I'm talking about. It's hard to not say, isn't it? You're like, oh my God, you're not going to believe what happened.
It's insane. It's insane.
It's pretty fun. So I hope everybody's looking forward to that. I know I'm looking forward to the reactions on that one. A couple other quick shout outs while we have a moment here. Definitely Path Builder. Due to Path Builder, we were able to get a character for Ashley made very quickly on such short notice. I know other people use this app. So a big shout out to them. It's an amazing app. They're just fantastic to use. Yeah, we can't heap enough praise on what's going on there. I think also Archives of Nethys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a little harder to get out than you think sometimes. They are a wonderful website for rules references. You can just half-ass Google anything, and Archives of Nethys will pop up with the answer and just be like, bam, I've got it.
I've got 6 tabs of Archives of Nethys currently called up on my browser right now. So,
yep, they're just fantastic for this. So a huge shout out to them. Obviously, a little shout out to Roll20 that we use for our maps here. I'd also like to give a little shout out to Master Maps over on Patreon. We have a lot of custom maps built, but can't quite cover everything. So both of them used today were made by our friends at Master Maps on Patreon. So definitely give them a shot for all of your map needs. They put out some pretty good stuff. Actually, they're so good that like browsing the catalog is difficult. They have so much stuff out that it takes me forever to go through, and I download like more maps than I need. So give them a shot. And this was episode 6. We got one more to go for the conclusion of this adventure. I hope everybody has been enjoying themselves and have fun, but you can catch us on the 25th of September for that final episode for this adventure, and then we'll take a little break and be back with some more later on. But thanks, everybody, for watching. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good evening. And we'll see you guys next time here on the Adventurer's Vault. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.